Shrift, everyone. Happy Sunday.
I'm first of all very thankful for all you being here and it being the weekend, but I wanted to do this. I think the microphone picks that up. Now, for all of you
I hope for everyone it didn't.
For all of you that only heard that and didn't see it, no, your mother isn't making mac and cheese. No, you did not just listen to your parents have sex. I am moisturizing my hands.
Well, I'm glad we crossed out the first two options because obviously that's what I was thinking of. Also, mac and cheese.
Yes.
What does that sound have to do with mac and cheese?
Also, I forgot the most important thing during setup. I'm sorry. I knew I forgot one thing. That was to refocus the camera on us. Mac and cheese, what does that have to do with it? I saw a meme the other day of the son of a police officer in The Simpsons.
Okay.
You know the chubby one that is like not too smart?
I see the son of
He
a
only
police
has
officer?
one child. That kid. I think it's him. Yeah.
I think I know which character you mean. Though.
Where like it's a picture of him running down a hallway.
Okay.
Like what is it? Oh, what's that sound? Oh, mom is making mac and cheese. And then he's running back. He's like, I didn't see anything. And that's when something occurred to me.
What?
We've watched a TikTok the other day, Tifa, where a chef explained how to make a pasta dish. First they put all the stuff in a pan, then they make the base of a sauce, and then they tell you, or the guy tells you, you cook the noodles, and when they're al dente, you take them out, you throw them in the sauce, and you add a bit of a pasta sauce, and then you stir it, and then you hear a specific sound. And then he went, that is the sound of love. It's not about the sound of food you love, Tifa. Yes. I was a few days, years old
I've never realized.
all of it started to make sense in a very different way.
That
was last week.
Years old.
It was last week for me. I was last week years old.
I still wouldn't connect the two, but still, you know.
So
The more you know.
You know,
the more you
I
know.
honestly always thought it's about like
Give me your water.
the sound that the food makes and people
That was close.
loving the food. Maybe you don't want to take water that way.
Or maybe you
Also,
don't want to hit it.
Since you keep using a branded glass, these people don't pay us.
You're the one that filled the water.
The glass was here.
Then you used it, not me.
No, you got them the other day.
So who cares?
I do.
What do you mean you got them the other
Fuck
day?
the Coca-Cola company. We're using this glass because we had it laying around for like a decade. There you go. I said what I said. Where was I going with this? I have no idea. It just happened.
With cola?
No, with
The sound of love.
the sound I was making. I think it just randomly occurred in my head because the sound of moisturizing your hands can sound similar. At least for me, it does.
I mean, like I said, I'm glad we now know.
Talking about things that, if we go into more detail, will get us banned on these platforms. Tifa, would you like to reiterate to people what you told me during setup? Why you have like these little aggravated spots all over your face?
Yes, because of you. You keep pushing your beard on my face, and where you do, my skin gets irritated. Like, it was a few days ago where I did like this over my mouth and it hurt. It hurt so much. Every time I like touched it, I got like this very annoying pain sting. So I went to have a look and it was one of Jack's beard hair.
Beard hair. I love how it took like
I could
the bee
my mind was
from
stuck
the
on
tip
another word.
of her toes all the way through her
My
body.
mind was stuck on another word and I had to get it out.
Beard hair.
It was one of Jack's beard hairs like sticking out. He ran that thing right into one of my pores.
That's how small it is. No, that's a different problem. So I'm
It's like
adorable.
a splinter.
I am adorable. This is what you need to know about this. I am one of the cutest people on earth. Occasionally, when Tifa is still like not quite awake, but like on the way to waking up. So it's not like she's unconscious, don't worry, that would be weird.
I am pretty unconscious while sleeping.
You're unconscious right now, basically. Anyway, when she's in the process of waking up, I give her a good morning kiss. Except I don't give her one, I go all over her face, like a kiss attack, because once again, I am adorable. You know, when a dog does it, everybody is like, oh, that's so cute. When I do it, what do I get? Oh no, you aggravated my skin with your beard hair. Oh no, you have impaled me with one of your beard hairs.
Yes.
Have you considered just not being this weak?
I never had a problem. And all of a
With
sudden...
what? Like, apparently you just did.
Well, yes. Until now, obviously.
Yeah. Deal with that.
So yeah, my skin is a bit irritated this week.
I will show you less love and affection this week. And then we will see whether that heals and whether it comes back. Because I say it's because Tifa keeps touching her face.
I've been touching my face for 30 years.
Yes, and now it bites you in the ass. It's been building up for 30 years.
He's been saying, stop touching your face for years and nothing happens. And now the one time my skin is irritated, it's like, oh, it's because I've been telling you, stop touching your face.
And the reason for that is because my skin is so fragile, so bitchy. I don't know how to put it better. If I touch my face, there's a high chance wherever I touched it, there's gonna be a zit tomorrow.
It's because you haven't been touching your face for 30 years. You have such a shitty immunity because you've been touching all of this.
I've been struggling with like the way my skin is from my childhood into puberty when it got bad. Not as bad as some people unfortunately go through acne and all of that, but enough to do a number on my self-image and all that. And when it cleared up, and when I was in my mid-20s, my skin was perfect. Well, at least like on my standards. I didn't have any zits, I didn't have like rosacea and everything. I was just looking the way I would normally look if my skin was good. And then a year passed and my bliss evaporated, and the pandemic didn't help. Still, when I use public transport, I put on a mask because I quite like not catching like a cold or a flu. And you can tell I've got something here, I've got something down there. But if I go touch my skin, it will be worse. So I believe if it's this way for me, it also is that way for other people, which is why I tell Tifa, don't touch your skin. Because here we go. This is where it becomes selfish. I know my luck. My skin is so extra, yeah, so extra. If she touches her face and I give her a kiss or something, my skin will know where her face has been touched, and when I get a finger.
Honest Psycho, Evie, happy Sunday.
Happy Sundays, how are you doing? Tifa must frequently be tempted to interfere. I have told her often enough to please not touch my face so that she doesn't. I'm the kind of person how do I explain this?
You're a germaphobe.
Nice topic joining into. Welcome to my favorite letters X. It's always like this. A germaphobe? No. I do.
Excuse me?
Not with what I'm going for, Tifa.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but you are a germaphobe.
Because I wash my hands regularly?
Yes, with your mouth.
Are we gonna go into my story first, or you wanna complain about my sanitary habits?
He's a germaphobe.
I'm not, I just wash my hands very regularly.
Yes. But go on to your story.
Have I started disinfecting you?
Well, yes, you quite often try to with your stuff.
No,
so you
Tifa.
go like, oh no, I put way too much on my hands. Take some.
That's honestly because I'm stupid.
But that's not what we're trying to go for.
Exactly. That's not the story I was trying to tell.
I only keep going into this because you're denying it. But you are.
Don't be scared about Germans. Yeah, tell her. Let's tell the rest of the world. Like, I'm here. I'm doing my part. I'm showing all of you. We're not all the way you hear about us. I'm just saying. Now, what did I want to say? You killed my train of thought. Where was I going?
You were still on the touching your face.
No. About the touching thing. Yes, thank you. Thank you, Evie. Thank you, Tifa. My grandfather, ever since I was a kid, as far as I could remember, when he didn't see me for a while, his affectionate response was to touch my face.
That's a grandparents thing. And, well,
a lot of people do that. No, that's perfectly fine. But especially with my face, with my skin being bad, I don't like that. So I understand there are some people that like to hug people, for example, even if they don't know each other too well. I also don't like that. I love hugs, but there has to be a mutual like vibe, I have to say. Like, I understand some people like hugging everybody. I don't. I like hugging people that I have a certain type of bond with. Then I'm very okay with it. I try to hug Tifa all the time, but she's really bad at it. It's just not fun hugging Tifa. Tell me I'm wrong.
No, unlike you, I don't deny the truth.
A while ago, it actually brought tears to my eyes. I gave Tifa a heartfelt hug because I needed one. You know, it's nice. And she was being her usual, like, wet sack of potatoes lump when I hugged her.
I don't
She's
get why
really
people,
bad at hugs.
Why do
really
people need
bad.
to hug for more than like 2 seconds? It's like, oh, hey, how are you doing? I mean, that's fine, that's cool. I'm okay with that. But some people have to hug for like 5 minutes straight.
Why do people live together? I don't know, because they like each other.
And then you just stand there for 5 minutes, like,
That's exactly what she did. I was hugging her, like full-on hug, like I meant it. You know, like you haven't seen a loved one for years. Like, I needed a hug, and anyway. And as I'm standing there trying to be in the moment, I don't know how. I can feel her eyes move. Like, you know, like a person does. Like the way I did when I was sitting in math classes in high school. Like when I was trying to do anything, find anything in the room that makes me not think of the situation I'm in, but I'm stuck in a room trying to force math down my mental throat. And it's not like you can hear that, it's not like you can feel that, but I knew. So I'm like, do you have your eyes open? He's like, yes. And I just let go of her and I told her, I know you're really bad at hugging, Tifa, but that was offensive. Yeah.
Hey, at least I didn't like break it off. I gave you your moment.
No.
I feel like that's the positive thing.
No, that would not have been worse. That would have been still the same level of bad. There's that one Bruno Mars song. Which one is it? Gave you all. I would catch a grenade for you.
I would catch a grenade for you.
Y'all know the song? There is a line in there where it's about them kissing, him and the girl, I guess, and her eyes were open.
No, wait, let me Google the lyrics.
Catch a...
I think it's just called Grenade. Bruno Mars.
Yes. Are we both Googling the lyrics at the same time?
Yes.
Easy come, easy go, that's just how you live. Oh, should have known you was trouble from the first kiss. Had your eyes wide open. Why were they open?
Gave you
with a hug, the way I explained it, the way it was in that moment, it's the same thing.
And you tossed it in the trash.
Yes, you tossed me in the... You tossed the hug. The meaning of the hug. By you having your eyes open. You took it, you crumpled it up like a used diaper and you tossed it in the trash.
But you know what can also be tossed in the trash?
Tell us, Tifa.
My recap of the game. Oh, look what time it is.
I didn't know where you were going with this, but that was a beautiful, beautiful segue.
I know, right?
If you hadn't done it, I would have.
I'm sorry. I will work on the hugs.
I would like that. Jack, this is just an extra level of drama. No, this is an appropriate level of drama for me. I feel this is... I understand that other people might find this extra, and I won't judge you for your judgment, but for me, this is like basic.
Jack has no one to vent to. Give him his moment.
Yes, please. I need to talk about hugs.
How are you doing?
Happy Sunday. Now, Tifa, go on. Talk about your trash. Do the recap. What happened the last time we played Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney?
Well, this recap is gonna be kinda short. We are...
Still in episode 4.
Still in episode 4.
We're still lawyers.
But we're... I think we're near the end of episode 4.
Tifa thought about hugs.
Thanks to the beautiful help of Polly the parrot, who we have interrogated, Yanni Yogi is finally ready to come out, and he activated his trap card, and all of a sudden he's like, oh, I have my memory back.
You don't activate your own trap card.
Well, we did something and then it activated thanks to Polly. You know, that's minor details, it doesn't matter.
No, Polly helped us activate our trap card. And
now Yanni Yogi has admitted that he had his memory, he didn't lose it, and he's like, I'm Yanni Yogi, and that's where we are currently.
And then I wanted to leave it on that epic moment last time, and then Tifa still pressed the button, so we also went to the second line where he admits that he was faking it.
Well, that's okay, I literally just ended my recap at I'm Yanni Yogi.
Yeah, but that would have been a great moment to end it. Why did you press the button still last time?
Because you were doing the dramatic stop and then you pressed my hand down.
Apparently, listen. Tifa has her fingers, her hands, hovering over the keyboard. I think... Please just level with me here. I don't know how other people play games with a mouse and keyboard. Tifa gets into full position. You know people who drive cars and they always go with 3 and 11, like they teach you at driving schools, and they never put their hands anywhere else on the steering wheel.
Well, it makes it faster if you're already in position.
So Tifa does that with a keyboard. Like, you will see in a moment when I give the controls over to her. She's gonna look down, she's gonna sit straight her for a second, she's gonna place her fingers on the same keys as all the time, and she's still gonna check which keys she's on. That's not the thing. She has her hands locked in this 3 and 11 position on the keyboard, and I see the moment happening, so I scoop my hand under hers and lift her up to tell her, don't press an input. What does she do? and she goes like martial arts, like snake style, over my hand and ruins the moment. Should set up the game.
So yes, Gaming Check, we're doing quite well. Hope you're doing fine as well. Judge people a lot, it's quite fun. I used to love to people watch.
Same. I still like doing that.
Yeah, but we never really do that. Like, whenever we go outside, we never sit down or have a drink somewhere. Like, we always just go 6-hour walk on a vacation and then we go back. Like, screw sitting down for a second. But when I was younger, sometimes with a friend, I used to like to go and drink somewhere. And then we would sit down and we would pick out some people that were walking past, and then we would basically judge their entire life by making up stories about what they've done, where they're going, who they're married with, or whether they have children, or some horrible shit they've done. And that's how we would fill our afternoon.
Like when you see this really sweet old couple there, and you're thinking they're into the most depraved sex stuff that you can imagine.
For example.
Or
I mean, that's always fun.
Or they killed 15 people. Maybe both. Literally fan fiction about real people. What the fuck? Have you never done that? A lot of people actually do that.
Like you just pick out someone that catches your attention and you make up a story about them.
I mean, that is completely fictional. It's not like...
I mean, you make it up, yes.
I feel like the judging people, there's like two ways of doing this. One is like the people watching and then making up things. So that's fantasy. That's just like the person walking past you is just like a prompt to like get your creative juices going in your brain. The other is to actually judge a person, which I also do sometimes.
I mean, I think everyone does.
Yes.
It's kind of human nature as well. I don't believe anyone who says they don't, because so often you automatically do it. Whether you voice it or not is something else.
Yes.
But I think automatically you do.
Having impressions about people that walk past you is normal, and that's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Just let people be people, you know? Unless they're like, I don't know, carrying around flags of certain political parties, in which case, fuck them, judge them, and, well... Water, delicious. Are you Tifa? Are you Tifa ready to Phoenix? Are you ready to Phoenix, Tifa?
Yes, Jack.
Thank you.
I am ready.
We are 20-something minutes in and I have trouble speaking.
Did you already press a button? No.
Yes. No, I didn't. I was just looking down there because Twitch messed up for a second. There we go.
I pressed a button.
Video games.
I am Yanni Yogi. 15 years ago I served as a bailiff in this very court. You know what I just suddenly find weird?
That nobody recognized him?
You didn't say anything about my 3-line recap. I am shocked. I felt that was everything that was necessary, by the way.
You know what I just realized?
What? It was amazing. I fitted in all of that.
For the first time in forever.
For the first time in forever.
Disney attorneys are gonna come through the window. No.
Jack agreed with my recap.
Yes. You actually recapped what happened the last time to a point where it didn't have anything to add other than you messing up the Yu-Gi-Oh reference, but that's fine. Kudos.
For the first time
she did it.
Forever.
For once she remembered what we did the last time in a video game.
It's finally not bad.
Yes. Are you gonna keep that up? Because then I need something else to complain about.
I mean...
That's my thing. Yes?
It was pretty good, wasn't it?
Shockingly, yes. Okay, let's see how this goes. I'm pretty sure she'll be back to her usual form where we can bicker back and forth. But still, how did nobody ever recognize this guy? Order! Order!
It's been 15 years. Why would you recognize him?
I don't know.
He's not even like a direct colleague of yours. He's just someone that stands in court, which I think also makes a difference. 15 years ago, maybe he was only there for a month.
He was only an intern for 3 weeks. Unpaid, of course, because Japanophone.
I mean, could be plenty.
Let's find out.
Plenty of reasons.
Yanni Yogi! So was it you who killed Robert Hammond? And tried to frame Miles Edgeworth for his death?
Objection! Who's the lawyer here?
Good question.
Oh? What's he gonna say?
Yes. He's gonna own up to it.
You think he's gonna admit it?
I think he's gonna say all the things and then he is gonna take down Von Karma with him. Also, I would like to point out something.
What?
I've said it before, I'll remind everybody again, especially those people that don't believe me. If you were Pink as a character in Ace Attorney, you killed somebody or you're in on it.
I mean, that's kind of true. So far, everyone who wore pink has been evil.
Yes.
Fair is fair.
What is it with pink as a color signal kind of thing for evil in these games?
That's a good question. Maybe we'll see someone good who wears pink. I feel like they need to. They're probably going to it later on to like trick you.
But
put you on the wrong lead.
Exactly, Honest Psycho. He wore pink back then. Yeah, exactly. It
just comes to mind. Yes.
It just makes sense in a way.
Pink
but also
is kind
how?
of an evil color.
Is it though?
It is used for evil deeds.
In Japanifornia, at least.
I mean, yes.
So once again, when you ever go to Japanifornia, if you see pink, run.
The facade of beauty is disguised for evil.
That's deep. I like it. Yeah.
I think they just want to be seen as like welcoming because the pink looks good on him. Yeah. I mean, the outfit absolutely works, and it also did in with some of the previous characters. Like, you seem nicer, you seem approachable. More approachable,
yeah.
But in the end, they're gonna stab you the moment you come close enough.
Thank you for finishing that sentence. They're gonna stab you the moment you come. Close enough.
Happy, I said it now. That reminds me. Honest Psycho, have you finished the Ace Attorney games?
Her words, not mine. But he's gonna own it. Come on, do the thing.
He actually said it.
I should be a lawyer.
Well, technically, your character is the one who solved it.
Of course, because I'm the main character, but still. No, never, not my genre, I'm afraid. How are you liking them from watching us play them then?
Fair enough. Well, I think this is the first time you're in on us playing this.
I don't recall.
Were you there Friday? I'm not sure.
I don't recall.
Days are mashing into one. Yes, it was me. I did it. They put me on the witness stand 15 years ago.
I thought you were a bailiff. Deep.
Yeah, 15 years ago was still the DL6 incident.
Oh, yeah. I thought he was talking about back when he was working there.
No, back then.
I was there, but I didn't chat. How are you liking Ace Attorney from what you've seen?
Thanks for lurking.
Yes.
Vienna's an amazing genre. Yes, it is.
Yes. Also good.
It has some nice gems in there. Robert Hammond. He said I was mentally unsound. He told me it would make me innocent. Kept me off the hook. So I pretended to have brain damage. I was innocent, really, but he didn't believe me. We won the trial. But I lost everything. I lost my job, my fiancé, my social standing, which is really important in Japanifornia.
Yes, Japanifornia is huge about the cultural pressure of achievements and all that jazz.
Then this year, 15 years later, a package arrived. It was a letter and a pistol. The plan was written out in careful detail. It was a plan for me to take my revenge on the people who ruined my life.
So Von Karma did all of this?
I'm still unsure why. I played Okie Dokie for the...
Doki Doki Doki.
Yeah. Okie Dokie reminds me of this magazine back when I was still a kid. I think it was this blue bunny with a red t-shirt. I think the magazine was called Okie Dokie.
Doesn't ring a bell. I don't think we had that in Germany.
Oh, that could be. I didn't care who had sent it. I thought this was my chance. After 15 years, this was it.
Are you sure you don't have brain damage? Who receives a letter and a weapon with clear instructions on how to murder somebody and goes, you know what, my best course of action? I'm gonna do it.
At this point, I don't think you necessarily think straight. Your entire life has been ruined.
I get that.
Your wife or fiancé killed herself over this whole case. And you were innocent because he said he's innocent, which means we're sticking to Edgeworth. Killed his father. Everything fucked, and then you get the chance to finally let go of that anger and frustration. I don't think you care at that point that you might get set up.
I fully understand what you're going with. I would say, though, maybe in order to use that as an attempt to redeem yourself in the eye of society, you could publicly make sure that you deliver this to the police. Like, hey, remember, I'm the guy from 15 years ago. All of this stuff kind of trashed my life. By the way, I've just received this.
Not how it works. Not how it works. What happened to his wife again? His wife, after he was arrested, or fiance, after he was arrested 15 years ago for murder, which he didn't commit, she committed suicide.
Yeah, and he named his bird in her honor. Yeah. That's why it's called Polly.
That was also before he was actually convicted. From what I recall in the story, he was arrested and she immediately...
Something like that. The timeline there is hazy. All you need to know is he's hurt. Which, fair.
Finally a chance to have my revenge on Robert Hammond and Miles Edgeworth. I have no regrets. No regrets?
Wait a moment. Revenge? Against Miles Edgeworth? What do you mean?
I'm not at liberty to speak on that matter. Why don't you ask Mr. Edgeworth yourself? Anyway, I admit it. I was the one who killed Robert Hammond.
Cool. Innocent. Case closed.
Let's move on, people.
Bro's wife really didn't trust him. Apparently. Fun karma!
I think it's kind of sad when you have cases like that and the family feels the need to take these steps, because it happens in real life too. Someone gets arrested, wife, partner, husband commits suicide. Instead of...
Even if the person is just taken into custody for being interviewed or whatever. Unfortunately, a lot of people live in places where like their neighbors and everybody else is gonna give them so much shit for it that they can't feasibly live their freaking lives there anymore. Which unfortunately also happens to innocent bystanders sometimes. Let's see where this is going though. Fun karma! Where's Mr. Yogi? Under arrest, Your Honor. I saw no room for error in his confession. Then the defendant Miles Edgeworth is... innocent. In this case, at least. Very well. The defendant, please take the stand. And now he's gonna crack and he's gonna talk about how he thinks he killed his dad.
Well, no, Karma's now gonna use this to make him crack and reopen the DL6 incident and get him convicted for murder.
And that's gonna be episode 5?
Do you think they will move that on into episode 5? I don't think so.
I don't think we can stretch out episode 4 anymore, can we? So, yes, I mean, so far every episode has been about one case.
Yeah, but I can't imagine a whole new episode about this. I mean, they've kind of been...
Objection! Okay.
Stretching this already, the DL6 incident.
I would be okay with that, because that means there is still something else in episode 5. I'm okay with that. There are few mysteries left unsolved. Still, you are cleared of suspicion for this particular case. So I would like to pass judgment on the murder of Mr. Robert Hammond. Any objections? He's gonna say something. I don't believe it. Why isn't Von Kammer saying anything? Very well. This court finds the defendant, Mr. Miles Edgeworth. Objection. Oh, not guilty.
No, like I said, he is going to fuck him over in the DL6 the DL6 case. This is the last day before that case gets fully closed.
That is all. This court is adjourned.
He's gonna get him convicted for murder because now he's like, oh.
Yeah, I knew. There it is.
He said he's innocent.
Wait, that's Miles.
15 years ago.
That's Miles. Von Kammer was just standing there in that shot. Miles, please. Why can't you hire an army of private investigators to look into this? Did someone just say objection? It wasn't von Karma. Wait, but that means... No. Edgeworth?
Edgeworth.
The only good thing about this moment is that the music starts playing.
That's true. Your Honor, I object to your judgment.
What do you mean?
I'm not innocent at all.
I'm kinky as fuck.
As we have heard, Yanni Yogi killed Robert Hammond in revenge. But revenge for what? Nick! Edgeworth is trying to confess. He's going to say he's guilty. He's going to tell them he was the murderer in the DL6 incident. He's going to tell them he killed his own dad.
A super high school level bad client. Ultimate, not guilty, but also not innocent prosecutor. He really is trying to become the main prosciutto in Japanifornia.
Just say no to the judge. Yes, that's exactly what I'm going to do, because we're objecting his objection.
What do I do? The judgment has already been passed. I object to Edgeworth's outburst.
That's karma.
Didn't something like this happen yesterday too? I believe a certain witness raised an objection after a guilty verdict was passed. That would be Larry. We must hear this new statement. We must hear Miles Edgeworth.
He's right. We have a duty to hear Mr. Edgeworth out.
Oh no. For 15 years, I've had a recurring dream. A nightmare. It's only a nightmare. That's what I told myself. But now I know it wasn't a dream. Yanni Yogi wasn't the killer.
For all of you that have played enough of the Sonic the Hedgehog games, I know that Ace Attorney came out in the early 2000s. Shadow the Hedgehog was introduced, I believe, in 2001 in Sonic Adventure 2. Is it just me? Or do those anti-hero characters with a tragic backstory that sometimes factors into what they're doing, did that become more of a thing? Because if you replaced all the characters there with Sonic the Hedgehog characters, Miles would make a perfect Shadow the Hedgehog. Like, there is just so much like angsty energy in the room.
You mean in the incident where your father died?
From the distance of the shot, it wasn't suicide either. Everything was as clear as day. The murderer, the criminal in the DL6 incident, it was me. Your Honor, I confess my guilt. I am guilty for DL6, the statute of limitations of which ends today.
Objection, you were 9 years old at the time.
The culprit is me.
But this isn't a trial for the DL6 incident.
I mean, that also kind of sucks, no? If he was 9, he would have been let off regardless.
3 days of community service. Order! Order! This is certainly unexpected. The defendant declared innocent is confessing to a different crime. A crime for which the statute of limitations runs out today. I'm not really sure I should be dealing with this.
How about we deal with this tomorrow?
Yeah, it's a beautiful idea. Just sleep over it. You know, just sleep on it. Just... Bah! It's obvious. We hold a trial. Right here, right now. We try this man for his crime of 15 years ago.
Oh man.
5-minute break is not enough time for all of this.
To let it like sink in.
I think I would like to take a 5-minute recess. During this time I will consider the appropriate course of action to take.
How about we just, let's skip it.
Court is adjourned!
We should just go like, hey, Your Honor, we need time to look into this case because we don't have enough evidence, know-how, info, material. We have nothing on this case, so we can't defend him here. So there's no way we can still do this today, and then it's too late.
All of this overtime we're having to do is billable hours, right? Like, I might be okay with this. December 28th, 2:24 p.m. back in lobby number 2, where hopefully Phoenix is gonna backhand the shit out of Miles' face to make him snap out of it.
I'm sorry, Wright. I've just wasted all of your effort. Yes, this is going on our record.
Mr. Edgeworth, I just don't believe it, sir. I mean, you kill your dad?
I didn't want to believe it myself, Detective, but it's the truth. I deserve to be punished. Murder is murder, no matter what the circumstances.
Did you know that Miles, as in Miles Edgeworth, actually isn't just spelled M-I-L-E-S? It's B-D-S-M-I-L-E-S. He's really into the whole like punishment and humiliation kink. It's just that, for argument's sake, the B-D-S is just silent. Most people also don't write it down because they don't say it.
I don't know why, but for some reason in my mind you were gonna go with his name is actually Miles or something like that.
What?
You're not going there, are you?
Miles Edgeworthington from Europe. What?
I had no clue where you were going, and that was the first thing that came to mind.
Okay, no. Thankfully, the answer to that is no. Manslaughter is a different thing.
In Japan, California, there's no such thing as...
It's just murder, so...
It's murder or not murder.
Yeah, you're guilty or you're not. Like, there cannot be two things.
This is crazy, just crazy.
Nick, what are you doing?
Huh? Oh.
Can't control.
He's probably trying to like tighten his knot around his neck. Maybe if I can pass out, they'll give us an extra day. I was just reading through the court record once more. I'm getting my case ready.
Your case? For what?
Huh? Isn't it obvious? I'm going to prove that Miles Edgeworth is innocent. The judge is Monokuma in disguise. It's punishment time!
Karma is probably one of the monocups.
He is all the monocups stacked on top of each other. In a man suit.
What are you talking about, pal? He just admitted to it. He confessed that he did it in court.
I'm sorry, Edgeworth.
No, I'm sorry, Edgeworth.
Oh.
Stop stealing lines!
But I see his face and I'm like, oh, that's me.
Because that's who I'm talking to. I'm sorry, Miles, but I don't believe your nightmare.
What?
It's just a dream. It's not real. The truth is right here in this court record. In any case, tighten your belts. The real fight is just beginning. I'll prove you're innocent. Trust me.
Right.
That was 6 minutes.
Wow.
We're back in the court at 2:30. It was 2:24 when we stepped out. The judge is a liar. Can he be trusted? Is he biased?
Now then, I would like to resume our trial.
What do you mean resume? We're doing a different thing now.
Yeah, it's all blending into one.
Judge. Miles Edgeworth has admitted his own guilt. He has confessed his crime. Let us begin by hearing his testimony. Then, though pointless, let the defense do their cross-examining. The statute of limitations on the DL6 incidents runs out today. Though it's unconventional for me, I'd like to run this one by the book.
Did he just admit he usually doesn't?
Yes. Yes. And everybody here heard that.
And nobody cares? Well,
No.
everyone already knows, so...
Why would they? I mean, this is Manfred von Kramer. He can do whatever he pleases.
In Japan, California, it's like cheating in the casino. It's alright until you get caught.
Yeah, exactly. That's also how it is in casinos, basically. Are there actually laws that you are not allowed to cheat in a casino?
Don't think there's laws, but there's rules in the casino.
It's like trial confess. Unfortunately, yes. I did this. But I don't think he's guilty. I mean, is it really a crime? Shouldn't we really like double check the panel of the penal code? Like,
he was doing it for the people.
Yeah, he was. That's okay.
People are trying to set him up.
If I get started on this, we're gonna spend the entire stream on this one frame of a game.
Journalists don't cheat in a casino if you want to keep your kneecaps.
Also, generally good advice, yes.
Yeah, that is also very true.
I see. Does the defense have any objections?
I already have pretty bad kneecaps, by the way. Maybe they can like straighten it up.
Maybe you should go to like a private-owned casino and try that there. Maybe that will fix your knees. Please don't do that.
Maybe
Please,
I won't.
Nobody ever do that. Dramatic head shake? No, Your Honor.
This kind of head shake would only give me a headache. It's like too elaborate.
All of you, when you shake your head, do you do it the way I do it? Like, just like you look to the left, you look to the right? Or do you do the Phoenix thing where you do? Like, it's a whole lot more involved. And I've never seen anybody else do it. Von Karma, you knew this was going to happen from the very beginning, didn't you?
Very well. Will Miles Edgeworth take the stand?
Are we gonna start with him saying his full name for the court?
Well, even if you already know, it's kind of a normal
It's
rule.
normal procedure, right? Will the witness state his name and profession?
Miles Edgeworth, I'm a prosecuting attorney.
Mr. Edgeworth, 15 years ago, you mistakenly killed your father, Gregory Edgeworth. Is this correct?
It is correct. Not even a I believe so or something.
Then testify about this matter to the court. When Edgeworth was telling me about his dream yesterday, I noticed something. One detail didn't quite fit. That will be the key, but only if I can get it to work.
The throwing of the gun, probably?
Yes.
Please, please.
And then he heard one gunshot, but there were two. The DL6 incident. I'm pretty sure the gunshot that he... I don't want to say caused, because guilt. The gunshot he heard after he tossed the gun, that was the bullet that went into the door.
Oh, that could actually be... Because there was a hole in the door, yeah.
Yeah, and 2 shots have been fired.
Yeah. That day, I had gone to the courtroom to observe one of my father's trials. As we went to leave, an earthquake struck, trapping us in the elevator.
Said I won't be able to catch this part live. We're gonna are babysitting her nephews and bring them to a wedding shortly. Ooh, hope you enjoy.
You're not gonna stay at the wedding yourself?
Thank you for dropping by. Say hi to Groundhog and the nephews and everybody at the wedding. When they ask, does anybody have any objections to this holy union, you can tell them,
Objection!
No objection! There's 2 people from Germany that sent their regards. Carry on. Maybe don't do it that way. I think that would be very awkward.
Have fun
Please.
today.
Yes, please. Also, hello, Ranger. One day, Ranger, I might be in the company of you and the rest of your immediate family. And potentially, your children will be there. And potentially, there'll be something that you can read out to them. And then I will blindfold you. And then I will tell you, why don't you read this out to your kids right now? It's a vision of my friend. How do I do it? Just scream objection everything you have and fuck the consequence.
Exactly.
Yes, but in your best Von Karma objection. Or objection!
I can't even...
Or even better, if you ask me, in the objection of the unnamed prosecutor in episode 1.
Objection!
So shrill, only dogs will hear it.
Pretty much. My father and Mr. Yogi lost their composure and began to argue. Just then, something heavy fell at my feet.
My angst.
I picked it up and threw it at Mr. Yogi. I wanted him to stop fighting. A moment later, there was a single gunshot, then a scream. It was a terrible scream. I remember it to this day. That's all.
I have a question. Which sane judge or prosecutor would be willing to have an entire legitimate court case based on one person telling them, I've been in a super traumatic situation at a tender age and I've had a recurring nightmare since then?
Because we don't like cases that doesn't have a guilty verdict on someone. Have we not established in all of the previous cases either? No matter the cost, someone must get convicted. We don't give a shit if they're guilty or not. Someone is going to jail for this.
If you ask me, the judge should do one thing and one thing only. He should look at Miles, make sure he's okay in that moment and go, son, you need therapy. You need to talk to a professional. Please seek help. Please.
The loyal citizens of Japanifornia are paying to keep these prisons open and running, so we're going to fill them. God damn it.
This entire courtroom is like the Roman Colosseum. People come here to die.
This judge's mother, come on.
When we get to
punishment time.
when we get to a verdict, I want you to read out the guilty or not guilty in Monokuma voice. Can you do that for me?
I can try.
And until now you thought this memory was a dream?
We were stuck in that elevator for 5 hours. The oxygen was running out and I lost my memory of the events.
If all of you, I have homework for you. Tonight, I want you to do the following. This only applies to people like me who can sleep or fall asleep better when they're listening to something. If you're the kind of person that cannot fall asleep when there's like music or something playing, don't do it. But for the rest of you, the people that are like me, I have homework for you. Tonight,
Homework.
when you go to bed and you want to sleep, put on a YouTube video, a playlist, songs, it doesn't matter. And then fall asleep. And then, when you wake up the next morning, try to remember the song you heard when you fell asleep. I doubt that you will. I don't think you will. Because when you fall asleep, like the moments around that, you normally don't retain that memory. And I would argue, if with a basic body function like sleep, that's the case. If you are in a room with too little oxygen, where one person could feasibly get away with claiming that they have brain damage, and you yourself say you've lost your memories of that moment, you do not recall that.
I just want to say, if we want to beat your homework, just only listen to one song and repeat. Guarantee you can say it. Also, I bet at which. How are you doing?
Too easy.
Welcome in.
Also, happy Sunday.
What would Edgeworth's execution be? I can kind of picture that already. He would be standing in this courtroom.
Yes.
In front of him would be a cardboard, a life-size cardboard depiction of his father. You see him running towards it. Then an earthquake starts. It makes everything shake. Tumble, things start falling down. And while he cowers, the earth splits open. He falls through it and maybe have like spikes on the side in the form of bullets.
Wait. He holds onto the courtroom, but he falls into the fissure in the ground because a giant handgun gets thrown at him. And that's what's making him lose balance.
It would be something like that, yeah.
You had it right until the end.
It would be along that line. Just call me I bet. Alright, we'll stick to that, thank you.
There's no fish. An elevator falls on him from above. But the elevator is in the shape of a handgun. Yeah. Wait, like Danganronpa execution? Yes.
Yes. We were wondering what Edgeworth's execution would look like if this was actually Danganronpa.
Because either all of this is a bad joke, or this is like a Like a Danganronpa trial.
Kinda. I love Danganronpa. Danganronpa was great. You were looking at what I want to say, self-proclaimed world champion, slow players of Danganronpa.
400 hours, all 4 games plus the anime. Yes, we're that slow.
We did quite well.
Bah! The same claim Mr. Yogi has made.
Very well. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please.
Yes, Your Honor. So,
You still need to do the friendship.
Thank you for follow, much appreciated.
Appreciate it.
How about we object on this screen already? It's a dream.
But like I said, we don't care in Japan or California.
It's
we
a
want
dream.
a guilty verdict.
It's a dream.
What if it was reality?
What if the only thing that is a dream in this moment is how much I get lost in your eyes, Phoenix Wright?
And if you look deep enough, you see the murder of my father.
That's why he has that expression.
Which I caused. Which he caused.
Are you telling me he really did it? Because, I mean, the berry purple color of his suit, it's kind of a type
It's
of
not
pink.
pink. It's not pink.
It's too dark for that.
This does not count as pink. Besides, I think...
You must pin the crime on Monokuma, he's the judge. I would love to.
It's not gonna work. We're gonna stay on our perfect streak. He has a spin-off. Of course he's not going to jail.
What if there was a time skip and he served his time?
In Japan, California, your time is a life sentence. You don't get out.
The DL6 incident. Okay, we don't have to press that.
I mean, he went there.
We know this.
Earthquake struck.
We know that.
I'm gonna press anyway.
Okay.
Could have some details come out of here.
What did you do then?
I was a 9-year-old boy at the time. What could I do?
Yeah, what could you do? Why are we here right now?
I was scared, trembling in the corner, but then... something heavy fell at his feet.
Okay. What was it?
A pistol. I assume it was the bailiff Yanni Yogi's. The safety must have come off when it fell from his holster.
Does the safety really come off? Because that means that's a really badly made gun.
I don't even know where the safety is on the gun.
Usually on the side.
Isn't it like just a switch?
Yes,
I
exactly.
mean, if it
So
falls
you
on there...
imagine I have a gun in my hand, right? So this is where the trigger is.
Yeah.
Like usually up here, I would imagine. No, that's why Von Karma is doing that. I'm in the middle of the anime of Ace Attorney. I haven't watched it, and I won't until I finish all of the games.
Does it follow the game like very closely, or does it stray off the story a bit?
And most importantly, is it enjoyable to watch? Because story can be here or there as long as it's good.
That is true. Have you also played the games?
I'm waiting for you to keep going. You are Edgeworth.
Yeah.
And you picked it up. What happened next?
Okay, picked it up and threw it at Mr. Yogi.
Did you know it was a pistol when you threw it?
I think I knew. I knew it was dangerous, but the air was getting so thick, I panicked.
So you're saying that you threw the pistol at Mr. Yogi?
I was in a daze. Okay, then there was a single gunshot.
Mm-hmm. The gun fired once.
Yes. I think after I threw it, I lost consciousness. Since then, they've echoed in my head every day. Okay, so then, if he lost consciousness, his gunshot...
He heard the first shot.
Yeah, he heard the first shot, which went into the door.
Yes.
And then the other dude used that moment.
And in a macabre way, he arguably, I would say, unfortunately, he got lucky and passed out. Because this is all horrible and fucked up, but if you ask me, at least he didn't have to watch his father die in front of him.
I'm not not sure. I think I would have preferred that. I mean, you witness his last moments. You maybe, depending on how he has been hit, you could still have like a last exchange of words and stuff.
Miles! With great power comes great responsibility.
Like that?
Basically that. This is a trial I'm on. Then
Good
watch out
timing.
for spoilers. In case we're further, because I think we're towards the end.
Not that. If somebody is watching an anime, I'm pretty sure the anime is gonna outpace us.
I mean, yeah, probably.
Strong hunch.
That gunshot and that horrible scream.
The scream.
Who screamed?
Press. To this day?
Yes. I can practically hear it now. I doubt I will ever forget that scream as long as I live.
There it is. One part of her testimony clearly contradicts the evidence. But I don't know what it means. I'd better find out and quick. Which evidence?
Who is the one that screamed? Okay,
Cool.
the dad
Bullet.
was
Awesome.
hit in the heart, so
Yes.
it can't have been him screaming.
Photograph of a scene of a murder. Check.
I think this is what we need to contradict for the...
No, it was specifically about the scream. Go back to the items. Let's figure one thing out after the other. So, air was oxygen depleted. Victim, Gregory Edgeworth, there with his son. Murder weapon was fired twice. Yanni Yogi, court bailiff, trapped with him.
This doesn't say anything.
This doesn't say anything about another person who may have been there to scream.
Well, the only option is the bailiff, but... Something heavy fell through it. I think it's at this one. I'm just gonna... Actually, wait.
Present
I'm gonna
the...
save,
Yeah.
because we also played safe here. And now I'm going to present the picture, I
No, the
think.
case. The case file.
There's nothing in...
Yes, it is. Are you sure you only heard one gunshot?
On the picture it also shows two. But okay, yeah. Fair.
Potentially, he might have been standing while struggling against the thing and then the bullet goes through. I mean,
Then you... No, not how it works.
in Japanophony it does.
Yes, I'm sure of that. I heard the shot and the scream. Then everything faded. I was unconscious until the rescuers came.
Unconscious? You are the
unconscious.
unconscious?
I see!
No, Your Honor, unfortunately you don't. Look at this file one more time. This plainly contradicts the witness's testimony. You do enjoy dragging out that file, don't you?
Yes, we do.
I don't accept this evidence unless you can tell us what page it is on. Which page contradicts Miles Edgeworth's testimony?
Victim data, was it on the first page?
We can literally check, Tifa, if you bother to.
Oh, I keep forgetting we can check. Oh,
The
there.
murder weapon was fired twice,
See?
so
Victim data.
victim data.
I'm pretty good.
Yeah, and I hate the fact that you're sitting there like, with her fingers on the keys. I don't know, what was it?
I keep forgetting you can check. I know this file by heart, you know, I don't need to check.
Yeah, but clearly your heart is in the wrong place, man. Look at the victim data in this file.
Also, in the anime, is every episode, as in the game, its own episode in the anime as well?
That would be very short then, I would think.
Yeah, true. I mean, assuming it's like 20 minutes.
It says it quite plainly. The murder weapon was fired twice. Miles Edgeworth only heard one gunshot. Yet the murder weapon was fired twice. The first shot was the accidental firing when the pistol was thrown. So, who fired the remaining shot?
Also with my
And
luck,
why was it Manfred von Karma?
with my luck, the bullet wouldn't go through the door, but it would ricochet off the elevator and hit all of us.
It would hit you in the right pinky toe.
No. Serious, if I do have to get hit by a bullet, I sure hope I get hit in like my pinky toe.
Yeah.
Because
no, fair.
if you get hit by a bullet in your
no.
pinky toe will be gone. And honestly, it's kind of worthless and you always hit it on something, so it might as well be gone after that.
If I can pick where I get hit, it's my hair.
No, it needs to be
If
like an
my
actual
hair is
body.
not an option, then yes, one of my pinky toes.
I think pinky toe is a good... If you have to get hit, I think pinky toe is a good place.
Yeah, I agree. Out of all of it, yes.
Like, it's gonna suck, but in the end, you will be off better, I would think. Like, you don't hit yourself with it anymore. Shoes will probably fit better, because with certain shoes, the small pinky is like kinda in the way, and then it like all gets mashed to the side, you know?
I love the positivity your Tifa is radiating right now. Imagine if your pinky toes got shot off. Your shoes might be more comfortable.
I mean, I see the advantages.
Isn't there like a theory that one of the next not generational but evolutionary steps for humankind is losing their pinky toe?
Yeah.
Amazing.
It's getting smaller throughout the generations. What also would be really cool, like if pinky toe also isn't an option and you need to get hit somewhere, like the ear, and then you have like this bullet-shaped hole in your ear, like on the side, and you have like that would also be kind of cool.
So, who fired the remaining shot?
Okay, that's too anime.
Oh look, video games.
It's not how it would work, but still.
We were in a good place and you had to make it weird.
Was there perhaps another shooter who fired the second shot?
Tifa is weird. I need a moment.
What? I mean, if you think of one, you automatically think of the other.
Oh my god. Top 10 places to get shot if you had to absolutely choose. Number 10.
Top 10.
No, don't. I'm making fun of you. You don't. This is rhetorical, Tifa. Please, it's fine. Your Honor, as I'm sure you are aware,
I can make a YouTube video out of that.
this incident occurred 15 years ago. The evidence is dated.
You almost double pressed.
The pistol did fire twice. However, we do not know when that second shot was fired. Because 15 years ago, time was not invented yet.
If we didn't have a picture, he has a point.
Number 10, your earlobe. Yes, apparently. Actually, no, number 10 is... Wait, if 10 is the earlobe, I guess 1...
Well, the best place, because of the...
No!
Because of the advantages in your later life, is the pinky.
It might have been fired the day before the incident. There is no proof that the second shot had anything to do with this incident.
I mean, he definitely has a point.
What?
I see. You do have a point, Mr. Wright. The murder weapon was fired twice, as we have heard. One of those shots was fired by the defendant, a boy at the time. Do you have any proof that the other shot fired had something to do with the case?
Yes, we do.
What do you mean, yes?
We have the picture.
Can you stop skipping? Your Honor, I think I will be able to do something that Tifa skipped over.
He said yes.
No, he didn't say yes.
I can.
Taking the thing. Guilty. Friggin' guilty. What? Impossible.
Now, Mr. von Karma. Save your surprises for after you've seen the evidence of how bad Tifa is at skipping lines.
He said yes.
Very well, Mr. Wright. Show us your proof. Do you have evidence that the second firing of a pistol is related to this incident?
Yes.
Spill your beans, man.
The picture. Yes, you presented.
Von Karma is gonna spin it so that Greg was standing against the thing.
There is no blood. You can't just fall floop like that and leave no trail. It's not possible. Besides, the bullet got stuck in his heart. They retrieved it out of his heart, so there is no way it went in it, out, and then bloop through the window. Taken out of his heart. If it wasn't,
Tifa, I know you have really bad taste, but
excuse me.
Have you ever played even or watched even just 2 minutes of a classic 007 GoldenEye on N64?
No.
You should, because objection! In that game, which is clearly 100% accurate and true to life, even if you shoot somebody and you kill them with one shot, they do the wildest jumps and pirouettes and stuff. Nobody just drops dead. So
okay,
yes, Tifa, yes, in Japanifornia, when you shoot a person like Gregory Edgeworth, they can still do a whole Swan Lake.
I mean, that is fine.
Thing.
But then how did the bullet get retrieved out of his heart if it went through the window?
Objection! I can tell you, every time you skip one of my lines, one law of physics has to die for your sins. So yes, the bullet came back.
Even Karma can't talk his way out of it. Look at this photograph.
So you can't just skip lines, you also steal my lines now again?
Every time it makes Jack crack.
Crack.
'Cause he couldn't say his line.
Because you are whack. And you try to steal the text that is mine.
And I promise I'm not on crack.
What?
I don't know. Find something else that rhymes.
I would like you to shut your mouth. Please stop singing. Thank you. Look at this photograph.
This is a photograph of a scene of a crime 15 years ago. I can see that the victim lying there is Gregory Edgeworth.
This proves the murder weapon was fired twice at the time of the incident. This photo proves it.
So, let me get this straight. Tifa skips Jack's lines and then pretends that she didn't?
I literally only skipped the yes, which I said myself.
There was not just a yes. I'm so looking forward
Yes,
to playing
I
the
can.
second game with you, because apparently in like the second one they introduce a button you can press to go back, because then I can still read the full line. Thank you all very much. I know you'll appreciate that just as much as I do. And then we can tell that you are lying. You are a lying liar.
I didn't skip anything important.
Bitch, please.
Are you gonna get stuck on this? We can have our own case trial about this.
Yeah, you're guilty. Who's the judge? Because it's not you.
Yes, okay.
This photo proves 2 shots were fired. Where?
Your Honor, please get a clue.
He's like, Jack, you didn't see it either. I had to explain it twice.
Show the judge the contradiction in the evidence.
Get your finger in.
Trick that, judge! As should be obvious, the contradiction is here. That is the with kind regards. Like, you know, that's like business lingo.
And now Karma's gonna go like, oh
as
no.
As per my previous email.
And the bullet went straight through, and then we're gonna show the evidence, and then we're gonna go, oh no, this was in his heart.
I see! A bullet hole in the door.
Your Honor, Gregory Edgeworth was killed by a shot from the pistol. Yet there's also a bullet hole in the elevator door. We also know that the murder weapon was fired twice. Thus, Someone other than Edgeworth fired that second shot. I rest my case.
Order! Order! Mr. Wright, what are you driving at?
It's simple, Your Honor.
I think we're gonna wrap this up rather quickly.
At the time of the incident, 2 shots were fired. One went into Gregory Edgeworth's heart, the other hit the elevator door. Remember that the defendant lost consciousness after the shot he fired rang out. In conclusion, we must agree that the second shot was fired by someone else. Here's my spin.
It was me.
Dio.
Monokuma.
No. Miles yeeted the gun. There was a shot. Gregory Edgeworth got killed. The scream he heard was the bailiff, Yanni Yogi. Yanni Yogi then grabbed the gun and shot the door so that air could get into the elevator, thus saving the life of Miles and himself.
Well, I don't get why they didn't just smash it, because it's a window that the bullet
Apparently.
went through from the looks of
Apparently.
it. Which means
Yeah.
they could have just used, you know, the gun to like tap in that shit.
Mr. Wright, but who could that someone else be?
The murderer, of course. I knew I should have stepped in before your wild fantasies got out of hand. Mr. Wright, look once more at the DR6 incident case file. Look closely. Try the case summary page. The case summary, that's on page 1. Ego. I love that one. Hello, mommy. Happy Sunday. How are you doing?
How are you doing today?
Look what is written there. Not a single clue was found on the scene. If the pistol had indeed been fired 2 times, then the other bullet would have been discovered on the scene.
He does have a point.
That second bullet has never been found. Why? Because the second bullet does not exist. The bullet that claimed Gregory Edgeworth's life was the one fired by his own son.
Someone probably took it along and made a necklace out of it.
No, because you killed the evidence. You made the second bullet disappear when you skipped my mind. I rest my case. Ooh, this is getting good. We're getting there. That is the truth of the matter, the whole truth. It was undoubtedly something else that made that bullet hole in the door.
Ah, yes, in Japanifornia, every elevator has some bullet holes to let the air come through.
Yes.
You know, just in case of an earthquake.
That's why high-speed trains like the Shinkansen are also called bullet trains. Sorry, that was horrible.
It kind of was, but I'll take it.
I sense a running gag. There's plenty in this thing.
Order! I will have order! Mr. Wright has proven one thing to us quite clearly. The murder weapon was fired twice at the time of the incident.
The police did that 15 years ago. Oh, you have proven to me that the gun was shot twice. I read your file.
However, as Mr. von Karma says, the second bullet fired was not found. It is highly unlikely that the police merely overlooked the second bullet. So all we have is the single bullet fired.
Well, you proved that they didn't.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm afraid I have to discount the defense's claim.
I praise the judge for his wisdom in this matter. I thought we were gonna get the judge blushing. Praise me, von Karma senpai. How did this happen? I don't believe that the second bullet didn't exist. Was I wrong? Have I been wrong about this whole incident?
What are you doing, Nick? Why aren't you raising an objection? Do it.
I didn't know I could. I'm sorry, Maya.
What?
It looks like I was wrong.
Nick?
If the second bullet wasn't there, then all of my conjectures are for nothing.
No. But you said you'd do it, Nick. You said you'd get Edgeworth declared innocent.
Has to be another way. sorry. It's just, when I saw the photograph, I thought that 2 shots had been fired. I was so certain of it, I thought I'd won. I thought there was another person, someone else who fired the killing shot. But now, I was wrong to think it could be that simple. This case has stood unsolved for 15 years.
It was the father. There are 2 shots, but then in the end it was the father who accidentally shot himself because he's never held a gun or...
And he thought the bullet goes out the other way.
Exactly, so he wanted to shoot Yanni Yogi, but it was aimed at himself. I mean, I've heard stranger things, honestly.
That's messed up, but plausible, yeah. I mean, yes.
It's not gonna be that, but still. Nick!
What if it is?
Then I'm pretty good.
Well, it seems that we have finally cleared up this incident. Only 1 bullet was found at the scene of a crime. The shot was fired by Miles Edgeworth.
He didn't shoot the gun. He threw the gun.
Doesn't matter.
Precisely.
I would like to ask one thing of Miles Edgeworth before passing my verdict. Have you been paying attention to the trial so far?
Yes, Your Honor.
What kind of question is that? No, I was jamming to these sick beats.
Well,
Do you have any objections?
Yes. Sorry, I was busy trying to sleep so I could have a dream again to look for clues in my dream.
I'm sorry, but when you're stressed or tired or anything, do you know how hard it is to pay attention sometimes?
Yeah, even if you try, you hear the words, but they don't stick.
Exactly.
Yeah, no.
This could be happening here too, so why are you judging him?
Because he's also the kind of person that goes into a courtroom after being declared innocent and goes, I had a nightmare?
Doesn't matter. No, I do not.
But we do.
So you killed your father, thought that was not your intention. So you killed your father, though that was not your intention.
What do you mean? Are you implying that it was?
No, he's stating the facts, you know, you need to repeat this in court. He needs to answer with yes or no. If you just do, you killed your father, and you say yes, that could be taken in a very other way. Yes, I did. Oh no. He's accepted the guilt.
Very well. The statute of limitations on the murder case of Gregory Edgeworth runs out today. Therefore, I must pronounce a verdict on the defendant today, right here.
Right now.
Indeed. Does anyone have any objections?
Yes.
Is this a wedding?
Show the bullet.
Please, for a second. Is this how Japanifornia works?
I mean, he's giving the chance to, before he closes off the
You
court.
have all of these professionals working there. And then before the thing you go, does anybody still want to order food or something?
This makes full sense. Like, why do you always go on about these things that make perfect sense?
It doesn't to me.
Of course it does. Like, he could go like, okay, well, I've heard enough, bye, guilty, whoop, move out of my room.
That's what's happening right now.
No, he's giving people the chance to still say something before he closes. That's exactly what we want.
I've been here before.
How is that a bad thing?
It's just like my first day in court. There's so many things I know I should be saying, but my mind's gone blank and I can't find the words.
Up. Jack, we have an objection.
Mr.
Okay.
Wright!
Your Honor, I object. Mr. Wright, on what grounds do you object?
Nick?
I don't know. His case is perfect.
Oh no.
Ah.
It must exist. I'm guessing it's the sister. Yes, it's the sister. The second bullet. She finally channeled.
What? This game, by the way, needs a seizure warning. That came out of nowhere. What did you just say?
Nothing.
The second bullet must exist? But where?
Someone took it.
Is this a glitch in the trilogy edition that we're playing? Because...
No, she's trying to come true. She's like fading in and out.
Could we please... Capcom, please, if you also port the other games later, could you not just give us one frame of flashing light, please?
It's because she didn't come true.
It seems waiting is not going to produce us any answers from Mr. Wright.
don't think it's a glitch. No, it's not. Jack's just in complaining mode about the case. It all makes sense at the moment.
Yes, I'm complaining on behalf of everybody who's photosensitive.
Okay, fair.
Thankfully, like, my body doesn't react to that, but some people do. Wait, Your Honor. The second bullet, it existed.
What? But we've just heard proof that it did not exist.
What do you mean we heard proof? You just agreed with it. I realize that, Your Honor.
I'm really grasping here.
It's just someone took it from the scene of a crime. That's what happened.
But who?
The murderer.
Why can't we throw the bullet in their face here?
The murderer. Then tell us just who is this murderer? I'm still thinking about that one.
So the criminal took the second bullet. But why?
Huh?
First of all, how would they have found it? It's not easy to find a stray bullet, Mr. Wright. Is there some pressing need for the murderer to search for that bullet?
He had to find it.
Yes. Of course there was a need. That's why they took it. Bah! What possible reason could they have had? Well, the reason the murderer took the bullet away from the scene with him is...
Would be proof. The one thing I don't get, we're kind of going towards someone else did it. But if Yanni Yogi really is innocent, and it wasn't Miles Edgeworth, and there were only 3 people in the elevator, it could only be the father himself.
Yes. Or somebody we haven't seen yet.
But there were only 3 people in the elevator.
Wherever. Who says that Gregory was shot in there by one of the 2 people that were in there with him? It's a blackout.
That makes no sense.
Let's assume for a second Von Karma wanted to kill Gregory Edgeworth. It's a courthouse. Potentially there were other people in the building. If one of them wanted Gregory Edgeworth dead, maybe... I don't know, they could have found him and killed him.
Yeah, but they were in a confined space with locked doors.
Yeah, you open the doors, the 3 of them are passed out from lack of oxygen. You drag out 2 of them, you shoot the guy in the chest, he's dead.
I don't think all 3 of them passed out.
I think so. Maybe they thought that the bullet would be used as proof?
And if the doors could be opened, then they weren't stuck in there.
Yes, correct. But I doubt that they spent their entire energy trying to open the doors. Besides, maybe they could be opened from the outside but not from the inside.
Then they also closed them? Well, never mind. We'll find out in a sec, I guess.
Proof!
It was a special bullet, so they took it with them.
It was one that could, like, bend. They shot
like in
through
the movie
the
Wanted.
hole in the door. Then it went around to shoot him through the front.
Yeah. It wasn't that particular gun that killed Gregory Edgeworth. Somebody shot with a curved bullet through the hole created by Miles and...
It was Angelina Jolie. There we have it. Wasn't this around the same time as that movie came out? What was it called?
Wanted. No, that came out years later.
Oh. Well, she has the skills.
But the movie had to be based on something. Is it? I'm just asking questions. If that was the case, then they should have taken the bullet from inside Gregory as well. Huh? Why would they only take one of the 2 shots fired? Oh, right.
Mr. Wright, have you really thought this through? I'm going to have to penalize you.
What do you mean?
Wait, what? Did he just already take that?
This isn't going so well.
Was there some pressing need for the murderer to search for that bullet?
Was all of that just to...
First of all, there's a pressing need for me to save.
I would say had to find it again, but that's the road we just took.
Why would the murderer have spent that time to look for the stray bullet? I haven't got a clue.
What's wrong, Mr. Wright?
Bah! The murderer had no reason to take that bullet. You don't want to admit it, but it's true.
Could also be a... like a trophy, a reminder. We just picked it! Had to take it! Had to take it.
So I pick the thing that makes sense, and then the game goes, no, you done goofed, no points for you. And then I go with the option that to me screams, I give up, give me the bad ending. And the game goes, actually, that's what you had to do.
Basically.
Who would just grab a bullet out of someone's heart, would make a mess and get blood all over you? Correct.
Well, that's the one that has been retrieved, but it's about the second one that went through the door. Like, if you want to prove...
No, that bullet certainly hasn't been taken by the murderer and then returned to the police. I'm pretty sure that's been taken out by the coroner or somebody working on the case.
Yeah,
like
that one has
autopsy.
been taken by the murderer,
Yes.
but it's about the missing bullet.
Yes, but the whole argument earlier was, why didn't they take both bullets then?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because that would make no sense.
That's what we're talking about.
Yeah. Sure.
Yes. Thank you. Had to take it. Murderer, what does that mean?
You're thinking too normal. Think crazy.
That's what I've been doing.
Whenever I do, it's like, oh, stop it. You're weird.
Exactly. I mean, I'm judging you for that too, but still. Yes.
The bullet that went through the hole must have been stuck in the opposite elevator wall.
One might think that, yeah.
I mean, it's somewhere. Don't think why the bullet was taken. Think why the bullet had to be taken. But we were going through this. Oh my god.
Is it because a murderer has a very certain or very specific set of skills and he will find the bullet?
The father killed himself and he found the bullet that was stuck in the opposite elevator wall. He decided to swallow it to hide the evidence and then he shot himself.
Von Karma killed Gregory Edgeworth. That's the reason why Von Karma is in the case, to establish him as a character.
It makes sense, but I don't get how.
Or why? None of this makes sense, but I'm thinking crazy now.
The being able to get into an elevator that is stuck because of an earthquake, then to leave again and close the doors again makes no sense in my mind.
Von Karma is like a Terry Crews, like a Henry Cavill. Like, yes, he spends a lot of his time being really smart and good at the law and all of that, but when he is not doing that, he is pumping the irons. So he opened the elevator from the outside, like he saw that the elevator was like down there. So first he with his hands pulled the elevator back to the right floor, and then he like Hulk mode opened the doors.
It makes no sense.
Mr. Wright!
Yes, Your Honor. I have no idea what I'm doing. Yeah. Same. Well, the murderer had no intention of taking the bullet from the scene. But the murderer had to take that bullet.
Oh, he didn't want to, but he had to? Is that where we're going here? Like, what the
Make it make sense. That's a Tifa line, honestly.
It really is.
That is 100% something she says during a recap, and then we all agree that that's dumb.
Where the bullet was fired from inside the elevator, the bullet was not found because it's still stuck in the elevator shaft.
Or that. Or maybe, yeah, it broke through the glass, but the impact of like security glass or whatever slowed it down to the point where it still punctured and like went through,
the outside
but
layer.
it fell down directly afterwards. Or like when the door was open, it fell out.
That could be, but I think we are actually going with the murderer took it and probably still has it from the looks of it.
The murderer has a very rare genetic disease where they're basically Magneto from the X-Men, where super magnetic. So when they left the elevator, the bullet just flew after them.
Had to, Mr. Wright! What do you mean?
I have a bad feeling they're gonna go with there's this shaft maintenance thing on top and someone managed to open that, shoot them through it and then close it. Makes more sense than opening a door that's stuck.
I think Tifa was on point, the bullet was stuck, yeah. I think that's true. Let's see where the game is going though, because we have to think crazy now. Well, for instance what?
I think the father swallowed the bullet makes the most sense if you think about crazy.
Maybe the bullet hit the murderer? The murderer used the shaft. Yes.
The bullet hit the murderer.
Just saying, for instance. I mean, if it hit you, you would have to take it with you, wouldn't you? It's not like you could perform surgery right there. You know?
So you're saying Miles did shoot someone?
So you're saying we should...
He is guilty.
...get to the not safe to stream portion of the Yanni Yogi trial, where he has to strip.
To check for a bullet wound?
Yeah. All over the body. And because, you know, scars might become harder to see after all of this time, we have to make sure that we find by touch. Because you can't just trust your eyes, right?
Hope it's in the butt.
What? Why? Oh wait, no. You thought this way more innocent than I did. Sorry. It's me. It's not her this time. It's me. Yeah. I don't want naked Von Karma. No, you will get naked caretaker / Yanni Yogi. That's a different thing. Wait a second. I was just talking off the top of my head, but what if that's really what happened?
Let me get this straight. So at the time of the murder, the murderer himself was shot. And they're left with a second bullet still inside of them. Thus leaving only one bullet at the scene of a crime.
Yes, I guess that's how it would work, yes.
So this bullet somehow managed to get stuck in his body, but it was stuck in such a way that no blood could also lose the body because there was nothing at the scene of the crime. No evidence, nothing at all. No, not even a splash of blood or a drop of blood anywhere. So this bullet got stuck in such a way that it basically created a vacuum.
You know where?
Where?
It hit him in the shoe, in his right pinky toe. The number one place to be shot if you have to choose.
I think that would bleed.
He has like weird security shoes where the bullet was able to go in, but it couldn't get out. And nobody's gonna check his feet.
I mean, yeah.
No?
Well,
I'm just saying.
But there's a problem with that.
There's lots of problems with this.
The other two people rescued from that elevator.
See, there were only 3 in there.
Miles Edgeworth and Yanni Yogi were both unharmed. So that would mean...
The murderer came from outside, yes.
We're actually going there.
And it's Von Karma.
I think if you are correct, it really is Von Karma.
Also, I'm just saying that because he's the only other character established in this episode so far.
It would be weird to add another person.
Exactly. Nothing makes sense about this. But I'm pretty sure we're gonna get like a Hideo Kojima level plot twist at the end. Like they were long lost lovers or something, or Edgeworth like got with a girl that Von Karma was into or something like that.
No, they were going against each other in a case he was probably about to lose or he was too good, so he got rid of him, whatever that means necessary. As he does in all of his trials to not lose.
I guess. The two men fight inside the elevator. Trying to stop them, the boy picks up the pistol at his feet and throws it. The pistol discharges and the bullet goes through the elevator door and hits the murderer outside.
That whole kinda freaked me out.
The boy loses consciousness. Then the murderer opens the elevator door and sees the man inside.
So stupid. And no, Yanni Yogi didn't lose consciousness.
Mr. Wright, you're truly the most unpredictable defense attorney I've ever known. I can tell you're grasping, yet I cannot deny the possibility of what you say.
Yeah. It's Von Karma.
We've literally already said that several times. And there's a reason probably why he only snaps with one hand and not with the other.
He got shot in the right shoulder, that's why he's dominantly using his left arm.
Probably.
The clues have always been there. What are you saying? Deny it! Deny it! No one involved with the incident was wounded. There was no murderer. No one was wounded at the time of the incident. He's right, I can't think of anyone.
You thought it was Von Karma, but it was BTM tier.
Hello, bottom tier. Ha, I remember. How are you doing? Happy Sunday. I didn't want to say. I actually shot him, it wasn't me. Is that why you're in bottom tier? Were you actually top tier, but then morally you fell down to bottom tier?
Where was the elevator stuck? Because I'm quite sure we're in middle tier.
Did you also cause the earthquake? Or the blackout? Or both? Own it now. Own it now or you'll get nightmares for 15 years. And then one day you will find yourself in court randomly just walking past. And then you will run inside in front of a judge.
I'm guilty.
And ask that you're guilty. That's how it works. I am Mother Nature too, yes. I've always wanted to talk to Mother Nature. I'm a huge fan. I've been living in this place for like 34-ish years. Wonderful. I have one question.
Please don't cause earthquakes here.
I have just one question. Is there hope for humanity with all of this global warming shit happening? You don't have answers, I know.
Hey, Nick.
Huh?
I just thought of something really crazy.
So am I. Crazy.
Remember what Mr. Grossberg said yesterday?
I don't. Gregory Edgeworth dealt a blow to his perfect trial record.
Wow.
It must have been quite a shock for Von Karma. He took a vacation for several months after that, you see. Yes, an unusual event for the man.
Okay,
that was the first and the last vacation he's taken in his many years of prosecuting.
So he only took it to let the murder thing, to heal from that and to let the murder thing like sink down so that no one looks in his direction and then picks it up again when everything is safe and clear and...
He literally fled to Maxophonia, except in Europe. Hope is a joke. Danganronpa has taught me otherwise.
What if Von Karma didn't take that vacation because of shock?
But took it because he was injured. I wanted to give you crap for stealing my line, but then I realized they were actually having a dialogue.
Which would mean?
It could only mean one thing.
He was the murderer in the DL6 incident. How convenient,
he was the
isn't it?
man who shot Gregory Edgeworth.
It was Von Karma.
I called it. I'm just saying. Oh man.
Something wrong, Mr. Wright. You seem dazed.
No, Your Honor. I'm just trying to
Your
think.
Honor, I would just like to ask Von Karma to strip
please
down.
Strip? Yeah. Just topless is fine. And come over here so we can check your upper body.
You can probably see that scar.
Well, you've indicated a possibility that the murderer came from outside. Can you give us the name of your suspect?
Oh, should I come out and say it now? Yes. Your Honor, there is a suspect. One lone suspect.
Well, this is certainly interesting news. Very well, Mr. Wright. Who is your suspect?
Good luck saying that out loud. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate it.
Now you are top tier. You might want to change your username. Because of that, of course.
He just upgraded.
Yes. You know, I was glowing business like bad fever for me. Just gotta pray against some ibuprofen. So we're working on that. We are working on that. Oh, my hands are shaking.
What?
Say it.
Von Karma.
Von Karma? I like how he was just laughing.
How about a short break so that we can all settle in this new situation before we kick Von Karma's ass?
BRB.
BRB.
We're back.
We are.
Sorry that took a moment longer. I had to start my yogurt so that it would be done on time tomorrow.
Yes, and I had to properly carb myself up by eating a slice of poppy seed cake I made today.
Which is not nice.
Tifa doesn't like poppy seeds. So now I'm ready to save the world of justice from people like Von Karma.
You mean the Von Karma, the prosecutor, the one standing right over there?
Bah!
You don't object?
I see no need. I honor this ridiculous outburst of my objection. True. Because you took a vacation for several months starting the day after the incident. Yet you pride yourself on a perfect record. Why would you take such a long vacation without any reason? Imagine...
How dare you take a vacation? You can take a vacation when you're dead?
Nick, it's called a work-life balance. It's fine, let people take vacations if they have the means and the ability to do so.
In Japanifornia, you work until you're dead. Can't you see by the judge? He's still working.
Technically, he's on his pension since 20 years ago. But...
Exactly.
So you're claiming that I took a vacation to heal my injury from the incident? Fascinating. Prove it. I would have needed surgery, no? Where did I go under the knife at, Mr. Wright? Bring the doctor that operated on me. Have him testify. Look.
Nick, let's find out who his doctor is.
Who gives a crap?
It's no use.
Edgeworth.
I know Von Karma. Perhaps too well. He's perfect. He wouldn't leave clues. He probably didn't undergo surgery. That would leave a doctor as a witness.
So you're saying he removed the bullet himself?
I mean, you can, but...
Yes, you shouldn't, but you can.
That'd be interesting.
Nobody's that perfect.
So what, Nick? Did Von Karma pull the bullet out by himself? That's insane.
He went full...
I think you would probably pass out if you try.
I mean, people have done that before.
Yeah, but...
But no, Von Karma went full 80s action hero, borderline toxic masculinity, and just flexed his muscles really hard and just pushed it out. With the power of justice!
He just absorbed the bullet. It's like,
all that.
This puny bullet is no match for me.
Entschuldigung? This puny bullet does nothing to me. Nothing. I am the Manfred von Karma. I shoot the bullets. Not bullets shooting me. No.
In Germany.
In Germany.
Bullets shoots you.
No, he couldn't have. You can't just pull bullets out of yourself. We just established that, Phoenix, please. Wait. What does that mean? That bullet has to be somewhere, but where? Well, Mr. Wright, can you produce evidence to prove that I was shot? Check for court record, please. Because I don't think we can prove it.
We can't.
We have a metal detector! Yes! Yes, we can! We're gonna friggin' metal detector the dude! Oh my god, I just saw that we still have that! Show evidence! Yes, this is the best video game ever made!
Hold on, Your Honor! Stand still, please.
What the fuck?
Is that actually the thing?
Beep beep, motherfucker! Exactly! Oh my god, this is insane, I love it!
You know, we only have the metal detector because it was the last item we used.
Yes!
But you're probably correct because
yes! Oh my god! Alright, Von Karma, I'll prove it.
Before we go there though, I kind of want to believe that that's not possible. I remember once, I was like a little kid, I fell...
Wait. Trigger warning. If you're grossed out by moderately to minor injuries and the things Tifa is going to discuss, until the screen moves again, maybe don't listen. You've been warned.
Actually, two things.
Oh, God.
Two things. As a kid...
I don't know what the others, I can't warn you for that one, sorry.
As a kid...
Trigger warning. Tifa speaks.
I fell once and scraped my knee really badly on like this gravel stone path.
Yeah.
And several of those little stones got stuck in my knee. And we didn't get them out back then. Just put a band-aid on it and, you know, kind of left them in there.
As you do in the 90s.
You know, at some point, yeah.
But we didn't know better back then.
And at some point, of course, it grows shut. But I could always feel like two of those little stones there. And at some point, my body like rejected them and they got pushed out. And it's the same with, I don't think you can tell the...
If you'll excuse me for a second, I think I need to throw up my cake.
I also don't think you can tell I have a set of six scars on my arms. I used to have piercings that went straight through. Like
more
three.
Like
it went in.
My stomach.
It went in here, came out there, and that 3 times. So you
subdermals, I believe they're called.
Yeah. So you can see the holes in here still. Unfortunately, at some point, I had to take them out because my body was starting to reject the metal and try to like push it straight out, which was also kind of fascinating to observe. But I don't think. What?
I'm grossed up.
What's with that face?
I find all of these thoughts horribly disgusting, but carry on.
But I would think the same with a bullet, like your body would kind of be like, bloop, like plop it out at some point.
It's not gonna be ploop, it's more like gonna be blood poisoning and all of that. I think on the grand scale of things, it's worse and more likely to go horribly, horribly wrong.
If you're low on iron,
yes.
It's a good supplement.
Tifa from My Favorite Letters Access, if you've been shot and the bullet is stuck inside of you, but you've been found to have low iron deficiency, maybe consider keeping. No! This bullet is gonna pierce through your relationship. Yes. Yes.
Fun fact, there is one thing that actually almost pierced through our relationship and it wasn't a bullet. It was our landlord.
It was the stress of moving in here, yes. And everything involved. But we overcame.
We became bulletproof.
Yeah. Your Honor, if you allow me, pulls a metal detector out of thin air. Tier, it's called his inventory. That's how it was. Give me a red.
We're actually gonna beat this dude.
I would have loved to live with Mr. Ditko versus who we're stuck with, but that's a different one.
I'll give you rent if we get a floor in your tower.
Alright, Von Karma, I'll prove it. And I'll even use evidence. I know how you like it so much.
Also, can we talk about how we just have the metal detector standing behind us, probably?
I think, you know those like trolleys that people sometimes take along for shopping? Like we have one too. Like the cliche old people thing, like they put all of their belongings in.
We don't have one of those. I want to buy them, but they're expensive. We have one like that,
similar. That's what Phoenix does. That's where he keeps all of his stuff. The detector was in your pocket. It looks like a huge thing.
It's foldable.
Oh yeah, it's like a telescope kind of thing. You know, it's a small device, but it's...
You ready for this?
Let's evidence him.
We better get their own graphic thing for this.
We will. That's why the top right indicator is there that we can mess this up.
No, I mean not as in a mess up thingy. I want an actual graphic picture of showing how this works.
Yeah. What? The evidence that proves... the evidence that proves Von Karma was shot is... metal detector.
Oh, I thought I already used it.
No, we only said yes. Von Karma is perfect. He wouldn't risk surgery leaving an evidence trail. So then I ask, where is that bullet now? I think it unlikely that Von Karma performed surgery on himself.
What do you mean you don't have a metal detector with you 24/7?
I know, right?
I'm sorry, it's pretty standard. Like, this is mine. Like, it's kind of tiny, but if you go like...
Beep. Wait, that's a bullshit detector. That's where it went off when you went near my face, because that's what comes out of. There's traces of bullshit all around this.
I grabbed the wrong one.
Beep.
This thing would be perfectly silent.
Weird how that works. Like if you turn beep. See, with me it's just this, but I'll put it away because the sound is kind of annoying. We all agree, right?
It's a thing from The Legend of Zelda. Which game was that?
The magnet gloves.
Yes.
No, that's metal detector.
Let's beat motherfucker.
You don't mean...
I do. There's the possibility that the bullet is still inside Von Karma.
What if it's not?
We're gonna look really dumb.
Is that even possible? For all these years?
Well, there's one way to find out. How do you say that with a straight face?
Another fun fact though, because I know it will happen.
Why are we playing this game?
Actually, no, it doesn't.
Say it. You can't start with that and then not do it.
I was gonna say a funny story, but if I tell that one, I'd be lying because I remembered it wrong. Fun.
Not fun fact.
Not fun fact. Not fun
Trigger
story
warning.
anyway.
Tifa speaks.
When I was in high school, they found a very aggressive...
One sec, you can tell this is gonna be a Tifa level, like Tifa tier story, because of how loud she speaks. She's actually maxing out the microphone, for once.
I'll start speak louder.
No, please don't,
That's
it's
because the sound is loud in my ear. I just pushed
The
it in.
music.
The music. When I was in high school, they found an aggressive form of bone cancer at my dad. So in the end, during the surgery, they decided to remove half of his skull and replace it with like a titanium plate. So they reconstructed his
Skull.
Yeah, part of his skull and his Augenkasse.
Well, that part of his face.
A big part of his skull. And you can see like the screws in his head because it's right under his skin. So you can follow the trail of where it is.
I know the person and I can tell that his like facial shape is kind of like...
Well, it's flat. It's flatter at some point.
It's not like the kind of shape you expect, like a smooth skull. You know, I mean, everybody's skull has like there's a shape to it, but like there's like a bump, and I couldn't honestly.
He has several bumps over his forehead that he hides under his cap line.
Yes, and if I hadn't known that it was because of that, I wouldn't have been able to tell.
Yeah, because you don't look at someone's bumps. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Tifa is telling the story, making it seem like it's super obvious. It's not.
It's quite obvious. I know they're there.
Carry on.
Anyway, doesn't matter. We always made fun of if he would go through like a metal detector, he would start beeping, and then they couldn't find the source of it, but it actually didn't beep.
What?
It's a type that doesn't go off apparently. It's like a titanium.
Could he have asked for one that does, just for the experience?
It would be so funny.
That's something you would do though.
Yes, of course.
Like, oh, I need some surgery on my body. Can you give me a thing that throws off metal detectors, please? I just like fucking with security staff. That's you.
I would always have to be early then in that case, but still.
We already have to be early with you anyway, because you always magically get picked out for extra screening.
I mean, that is true. Magically? Oh, look, we have someone with a very foreign Arabian name. We're gonna do a random check.
Yeah.
Of course.
So my hair is...
And I swear, it's always only me.
Metal detectors only pick up iron, nickel and cobalt, not titanium. I had no idea. I did not know that.
It would have been so funny though.
Yes. Yes, it would have been. Really annoying too, especially like when you're in a hurry. But other than that, if you can prepare for the moment, it could have been... It's a good icebreaker.
That is true.
But I can make the finger off. Beep. You know?
Guess because only those are magnetic. Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, true.
I never thought about it, honestly.
You wouldn't want to be magnetic. Like I know there's this one somewhat famous case where this electrician has a subdermal implant on one of his fingers of a tiny magnet. So that when he goes over something, he can tell where like a wire is. But
like pickup screws.
He chose to do that to his body. It's like that's a different thing.
No, that's also quite a popular body modification, especially in like your fingertips, so that you can, you know, pick up things. Same case. It's quite fascinating.
Cool. But you wouldn't want that on a larger part in your body, right? Like imagine if you go past something that is unfortunately magnetic and then you go like that would suck.
You happen to go past. What's it called? Like where you throw away old cars that they get demolished. You also have those machines.
A junkyard.
Yeah, a junkyard. You also have those machines that like pick them up through a magnet and then dump them again. All of a sudden.
On the trash heap you go. Let's talk about math.
Isn't there a movie where that happens? With the toaster. What was that toaster called?
I know what movie you're talking about. I don't know the title.
Yeah, you had like a toaster, a lamp, an electric blanket as a character. I forgot the name. There's also a part where they go to a junkyard and and the vacuum cleaner. And the vacuum cleaner gets pulled up by the...
You know what, Tifa? Well, there's only one way to find out.
Let's talk about math! No, thank you.
We could use this metal detector. Here's the math. Person, woman, man, camera, TV.
Tell me where X is.
You don't know the line?
No. What's it from?
A previous American president gave a lengthy monologue about him having a checkup for his mental faculties, and they made him repeat things in and out of order that he had seen around the room, and that's where the famous person, woman, man, camera, TV comes from.
That sounds like it makes sense, actually.
Yeah, I don't think because you can recall 5 items or people that are in the room with you, that shows that you're 100% fit to lead a country, but we could use this metal detector, though. Well, Von Karma, I'm going to run this over you and see what we find. I pray... No.
Oh, he's holding his shoulder.
Yeah, that's already a tell, but I hope the bullet hit him near his crotch. Just because it's funnier that way. It's not gonna happen, but it would be really funny to me. They said that's amazing. What did you...
How can you say this?
Object permanence. I refuse.
You refuse! But refusing this means... You acknowledge that the bullet is still inside you.
Refusing to be metal detectored randomly is not the same as an admission of guilt. I fully agree with all of you, I understand what we're going with, but just have them ordered for this to be done, but maybe in a more private facility.
Honestly, if I was a piece of shit like Von Karma, at this point I would go like, yes, there are bullets inside of me, but they are remnants of the war that I served in 50 years ago before I became a lawyer.
There have never been wars where Japanofornia was involved.
Germany, yes.
Japanofornia.
He's German. Who says he didn't migrate to Japanofornia?
So, first of all, he could also just be Swiss or Austrian. Second of, based on the accent I'm giving him. Second of all, maybe he married into the family. Third of all, maybe his whole, I have a European sounding name and I talk like I come from Germany.
If he married into the family, he wouldn't talk like that.
What if he does? Because he is trying to have this persona. He's American. Exactly. Thank you.
Well, are we gonna prove he is in this case?
You can't judge the character, how he's written in the story we're playing based on how I voice him.
Why are you defending Von Karma?
I'm not protecting him, I'm defending his right to be metal detectored outside of the prying eyes of a public. At least go into a separate room with him and then get all weird.
If this was actually in Germany, this would be some weird thing about data protection currently. On why we're not allowed to do it.
All of Europe.
Yeah, but Germany more. Like Germany, in all of Europe, you have data protection, but it's the Germans that make it data protection. Like in Germany, it's like, data protection.
This is the face of somebody who makes fun of companies just sticking to the frigging laws, by the way.
Not just that. Okay, you know what?
Oh, wait.
That's so different.
It's still there. It's weird. I will keep this prop. It was such a good idea, Tifa.
Germany goes nuts when it comes to that. You can trust me.
I will label that a bullshit detector. It's just wonderful. Just weird that I can't speak while I'm doing. Yes,
Datenschutzgesetz!
we very much like our Datenschutzgesetz. Exactly,
Yes.
DSGVO, Datenschutzgrundsatzverordnung. Ja.
Like, I think it's a good thing, by the way. But Germany, like, loves to take that to the next level.
Yes.
Data protection is like,
Yes, somebody has to.
shit here.
Somebody has to do the right thing. And it's weird that it's for fucking Germans. Yeah, exactly. You can't even counter that. On the historical karmic balance, Germany has to own up to things and has to make good on things. And if it's small, stupid things, just like having laws that make sense, yes, they might seem really strict, but that's because they are, because we don't want companies to screw you over and sell all of your data if you don't allow them that. Yes, we need to. Yes.
Sure.
Translation says these happen in America with guests from Germany, but it's really in Japan with guests from America. Okay.
Okay, that makes
Okay.
sense.
I would not doubt for a second if somebody told me that Von Karma is just like posing as like a European / German, Austrian, Swiss guy, or with somebody with that background, just to seem more like posh or whatever, or like
I mean,
play with the prejudice and like positive bias that you have towards certain countries. Like, German engineering, Autobahn, beer, punctuality. Yes, I am Mr. Von Karma, I am very punctual. Basically.
Sauerkraut.
It's not weird that it's the Germans. Germany has had a lot of introspection. Yes, America is headed, by the way. I hope you'll get, I mean, not you, but America, as in Americans, get there sooner rather than later.
yes.
Can
We
happen.
hope you get your love for Datenschutzgesetz. DSGVO.
See-
AVVs.
See, I was actually trying to have a deeper, meaningful connection with this topic, but Tifa, of course, had to make fun of Germans.
No, I
don't know how you live
it's
with
one
yourself.
it's one of the funniest things in Germany.
I don't know how you live with yourself. As a matter of fact, you know what that calls for? Order! 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 That.
We're gonna beep him.
Your Honor, the defense requests that we be allowed to use the metal detector.
Something I wish to hear in every court.
Therefore, I'm intentionally drawing out this one for as long as possible. You know how we do this, so it's working beautifully, Evie. Thank you for that. Mwah. Did I
We
miss
are
some cool
actually-
stuff because of my dad thinking he's a network specialist and turning off a router because the TV didn't. That sounds like a Tifa move, honestly.
I mean, what kind?
Have you shut off everything in the apartment?
I mean, if your TV or like if Netflix or something doesn't work, it's kind of a logical step. Like if your entire TV doesn't have internet, it makes sense. If it just doesn't turn on and off.
True, what part of the TV's function didn't work?
I mean, important question.
Yes. Oh. Judge, I call for a suspension of this trial. This is an invasion of privacy. Dear, this is what I'm talking about. Just take him out to the other room.
That objects your privacy.
The statute of limitations runs out on this case today. Get naked, Manfred. Get naked. It was you who said we had to end it right here, right now.
You have to admit though, this dude is pretty badass. He got shot and he decided to just...
I'll just live without my full use of my right arm. Exactly.
Well, I'm guessing he got the use back, but...
Does he?
I mean, he's also been...
Didn't he even hold the documents under his left arm when we saw Front Karma earlier?
I don't recall.
I think so.
But even if, he just decided to suck it up, stick with it, and just let it heal.
I mean, he's getting away with murder for 15 years. Yeah, that makes you do a lot of weird things.
Depending on where the bullet is, I mean, I can imagine...
We're not going to go into your weird fascination with humans enduring pain. Thank you.
I was actually gonna go, like, depending on where the bullet is stuck, you could still use everything fine.
To be fair, it was network related, but not internet related. See? He had the right idea. So now it's my turn to say absolutely astonished when Jack got almost everything right before it even got to the topic. Because
Barely.
this is the
Barely.
face that is hiding a galaxy brain. You know when I say things and I'm horribly wrong, I do that on purpose to not give away that I'm that good at calling these plot points. Just occasionally I throw the bullshit out so that everybody goes like, oh, he just got lucky.
More for genetic field moment.
Exactly.
You got lucky off of my leads.
I knew because
That's
you
it.
knew. And that made me know because you knew. And that made you get what I do.
Imagine pressing for murder to be solved on the last possible day when you're the culprit.
I know, right? That's not
that's
smart.
how confident he is in no one guessing this. I mean, honestly, this is a very far pitch.
It's kind of really stupid if you think about it. Yes, it is. I honestly think that Von Karma, potentially, if we ever press another button, we will get to the real reason why. But in the meantime, because I need to call another plot point, I think, honestly, he was so sure of himself, so full of his own bullshittery, getting away with everything his entire life, except for that one time, which he then solved by killing Gregory Edgeworth, but he just never bothered to consider that something like this would happen. So he was so cocky, so toxically confident in his own skills that he would rather also deal this bullshit to Miles.
I basically just said that, so you can't go like, oh, let me throw in more stuff. You're just elaborating on the
When
fact
did she say these things?
that I just said that he was too cocky to consider this.
Yeah, but...
This is why everyone thinks he solves everything. He's taking my leads. And I was like, oh, you predicted it.
Tifa...
Bitch.
Yeah.
Where's our bullshit detector?
I mean, first of all...
Where is it?
It's basically just... karma.
At some point, karma will turn
Yes.
around and bite you in the shoulder.
Yes, but still, Tifa, there's a difference between you saying something like, I predict in episode 5 there will be...
That is usually you.
In episode 5 there will be at least one character that we haven't met so far, and wait, I will predict that this character will play an important part of the story. Jack solves everything. Tifa's all, there will be no time travel.
I still deny time traveling. I still deny it.
Look, read it.
I'm denying
Stop
it.
looking away.
No.
Read the time travel.
Ranger already redeemed blind Tifa.
No, he didn't. That was Blind Jack. I'm not gonna turn a blind eye to this injustice. But why did he not have an excuse ready if a bullet is found randomly? Like, hey, where did that bullet come from? Were you in a war? If you need an x-ray or some other medical stuff.
Well, he never took a vacation. I'm gonna guess he also never took a day off or sick leave or something. So he never had anything to do.
He is so hell-bent on not being found out. The guy could have like every symptom of every disease ever and he wouldn't go near a doctor because they might find the bullet.
I mean, yeah, it would kind of leave a witness like, oh, I once removed a bullet from this dude.
Worse. He has gone to doctors before, he just specifically picks out doctors that are single and complete shut-ins without any social life, no friends, no family. And after they treated him, he kills them.
I mean, you can make it look like an accident.
Yeah. Maybe every one of the like frills on his chest piece thingy is one for every murder he committed. And it has 3 layers, I'm just saying. I predict forward-facing Manfred von Karma will haunt me in my dreams tonight. I predict that has already happened.
If we finally get him, I think I will sleep great tonight. Now,
Enough!
let's go beep him.
Press buttons then.
I permit the use of a metal detector. Mr. von Karma, you will submit yourself to testing.
Nick, what does this mean?
I don't know, but we have to give it a shot. Do we get to do it? Do we get to point where?
Beep!
Guilty! 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 It reacted. Something's inside his right shoulder.
I am so disappointed we didn't get an image. Like, this moment is big enough that it should have gotten its own art style.
I wanted
picture.
front Karma again. And then we go with a, oh, please show the judge where he's guilty. And then you go, there. You know? What can I say except you're guilty of killing the dad of my friend? Yes.
I am disappointed in this game right now.
Worst game I've ever played. Literally unplayable.
Yeah, it really is.
Press buttons, let's get this shit show over with. I'm gonna deinstall the game after the stream. The bullet! Ellipses. Mr. von Karma?
You. It was you.
I was afraid this would happen. And so I remained silent. You were not silent!
He's gonna come up with an excuse now. Also, every single time we see him, he does the cat thing and he's like getting comfy, pulling his jacket.
That's not comfiness, Tifa. That is like... It's something to hold on to because I'm not trying to show them, but I'm in deep shit.
I'm more imagining a cat laying on you and then it keeps doing the thing where it like extracts its claws and then pulls them back in.
Yeah.
Which is really nice to like then put your finger in between.
Touch with toe beans. Touch with toe beans.
Yeah, no, you put it in and then it like attracts around your finger and it's really...
I hate that.
I love that feeling.
I hate that. I don't want cat claws near me.
I like that.
Allergic. Keep in mind that this was originally a Game Boy Advance game where we were already struggling with file sizes.
Well,
You're
they should have added
correct.
it when they exported it.
100% correct, and I'm with Tifa. For the remaster trial port thing, they should have added stuff like this. That would have been like next level. I would have loved that. Really hope he has a good excuse. He won't.
He's gonna come with one.
Next cat I own will be called Manfred now. But with a German like pronunciation. Not Manfred, but Manfred.
Or just go with Karma. Then you can always go with Karma's bitch.
Catma.
Ooh, Catma. I kinda like that. You already said this one,
Right?
right?
An entire case for the Nintendo DS port. But they didn't give me more front Karma.
I would throw away
Skip
the entire case
I
for
needed,
that picture.
I needed the front Karma moment again. Now I'm looking forward to the final case too. And so I remain silent. Man, cat, front Karma.
Yes.
You have to do that. You are legally obligated to do that
You
now. You
absolutely
promised
have
that
to.
to the internet. You must.
If I ever hear in the future you got a new cat and it's not called Man-Cat von Karma...
Mankat.
Oh, Man-Cat, I'm sorry.
Mankatze von Karma. Make it fully German. Indeed, there is a bullet in my shoulder.
Why did you take away the keyboard?
Because this is a deep moment and I need to deliver it correctly.
Oh, I'm sorry.
However, it has nothing to do with this incident. What? I was shot in the shoulder long before the DR6 incident. I claim that the bullet in my shoulder has no relation to DL6. What? This was basically the longest case in the 22. Ooh, looking forward to that even more.
But Mr. von Karma, can you prove that?
Proof. It's always his good arm. I have no obligation to prove anything.
Oh, but we need to prove every single thing.
It is Mr. Wright who must prove something here, not I.
Mr. Wright! Well, can you prove it? Can you prove that the bullet in von Karma's shoulder was from DL6?
But we can have him operated,
Yes.
take out the bullet,
Yes.
and then prove that it was fired from that gun.
And how? How do we do that, Tifa?
Because it has a fingerprint.
It has ballistic markings, and ballistic markings are like the fingerprints of a gun. Mm-hmm. I don't know how my family would react if I wanted to name my cat Mankatze, but anyway, that's in it. I love that emote so much. The blushing cat is so cute. Of course he can't. You don't have any of the DR6 evidence. Because I took it from you and then I tasered you. It's because you took it out of a records room yesterday. With no proof, you cannot convict me of any crime. So sorry, Mr. Wright. No, I'm the one who's sorry, Mr. von Karma. What? You were close, 1 day away from freedom. But you see, I have proof. What? Who would have thought you would dig your own grave trying to convict Edgeworth? I can link that bullet in your shoulder to the DL6 incident. And here's my final proof. It has to be this one, right? We're on agreement, it has to be the ballistic markings thing?
Yeah, but unless we have the bullet in his shoulder, we can't go with ballistic markings. But we also have nothing else, so... Maybe save. You can't save anymore.
I can't save here, Tifa. This is a no save zone. Hey, did you know rifling marks are considered the fingerprints of a gun? But only after 2030. Apparently.
I would actually think it's the bullet one, so that we can go... No, not this one. This is all from the other case.
Actually, the true thing we need to do is ask the parrot. Polly.
We have nothing else to do the bullet. We're gonna go into the ballistic markings thing.
That's a bullet!
Where did you get that? This is the bullet used in the DL6 incident. This was taken from the heart of a victim, Mr. Gregory Edgeworth. The bullet is preserved quite nicely with all the ballistic markings intact.
Ballistic markings.
You may recall the term. It came up in the first trial 2 days ago.
Wait, the 2 bullets were fired from 2 different guns. In this case, it's from the same gun.
Yes. There was 1 gun and a set of bullets from the previous case in this trial, but we also have one from the gun from 15 years ago, so either way we're safe.
That is true.
Ballistic markings are the fingerprints of a weapon. All bullets fired from a gun are marked with that weapon's unique pattern. By examining the markings, you can tell which weapon fired the bullet. It's quite accurate.
So now we're gonna order von Karma to have surgery. We have 2 bullets in our possession. 1, the bullet removed from Gregory Edgeworth's heart. The other, Mr. von Karma, is the bullet buried in your shoulder. We could analyze both bullets. Then, if the markings matched, we would know that both bullets had been fired from the same gun.
Is there a surgeon in the room of whatever all these people are?
I would argue that with how I can cut you with my words, maybe that will be enough. The very same pistol, in other words, the murder weapon that killed Gregory Edgeworth. Fingerprints of a ballistic markings on the finger.
No way!
I have... Does that mean I have gun hands? Pew 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 pew. Hopefully no. Mr. von Karma, you will let us remove a bullet from your shoulder. Then we'll compare the ballistic markings to those on this bullet.
But let's hurry up because we only have a few hours.
And solve this case once and for all. Well, Mr. von Karma?
Edward Gunfingers. What was the movie with Daniel Radcliffe?
Guns Akimbo.
Yes.
You should watch that. It's basically Edward Gunfingers. They
yes.
even make that joke in there. Spoilers.
Absolutely watch that movie.
Actually, no, it's Edward Gunhands. Because, I think... But
it
yes.
comes to the same thing. Absolutely watch that movie.
You should. It's amazing. Wow. Ah, Vogue. Ah, oh.
That scream. I've heard that scream before. Wait, I know. It was Karma.
Yeah.
He screamed because the bullet hit him in the shoulder. And why does it only click now?
Von Karma is basically me. Like when he experiences pain, it's always 10 out of 10 on the pain scale.
Yes.
Maybe I'm stupid. Did he just pick up the gun that Edgeworth threw? Potentially yes, but probably no. We will find out in a moment, hopefully. Help, I can't breathe. Quiet, we've done this 3 times already. Let's skip it this time. Stop breathing my air. Then he throws the thing.
I would think he did, because this gun has been fired twice.
Yeah. True.
So
he has to have picked up the gun he found there.
He must have picked up this one. There's no other choice.
So that was Von Karma outside?
Yeah. It's that scream I heard in the elevator. 15 years ago. Von Karma, it was you who screamed.
Mr. Von Karma!
Edgeworth, only you would dare defy me.
So, it was you.
That was a lot happening on the screen there for a moment.
I think that was a soul-crushing...
I guess. 15 years of lies and shambles.
I think he tried to ban us to the Shadow Realm there.
It very much looked like it, yes, he was summoning something. So he decided the murder on the spot. It wasn't really planned. He took his chance for revenge. Yeah, basically.
Apparently, which seems even weirder if you think about it. He doesn't seem like the person that would just do it unplanned. And just takes his chance.
It's funny, no? How the one time in his life where he acts spontaneously, it all goes to shit. I mean, good thing, because he shouldn't have gotten away with it for 15 years anyway. But still, you know?
No, sure.
You and your father are my curse. Your father shamed me with a penalty on my record. And you left a scar on my shoulder that would never fade. I'll bury you. I'll bury you with my bare hands. Death.
Well,
sure he didn't plan the
quickly.
earthquake? Are you sure about that? So the murder weapon was Yanni Yogi's gun, if I recall correctly.
It was the
silly.
gun of the bailiff, yeah.
Be logical that the gun that melts through was the same gun. Yep. 15 years earlier. Chief Prosecutor, I am sorry. Von Karma, it's not like you to make... Oh wait, that's Gregory.
Von Karma, it's not like you to make this kind of error. I never would have thought that Edgeworth would be the one to catch you.
Oh, wait,
Well,
that's...
That's not.
It's another person we met. I was careless.
I'm sorry, but you will have to be penalized. I've covered for you in the past, but not this time.
Edgeworth! It was a shock like none I had ever known. Me? Penalized? It took hours for me to regain my composure. Suddenly I found myself in the darkness. I was in the court records room. I must have wandered in there without thinking where I was going. The room was pitch black. The lights must have gone out. I went out into the hall and felt my way to the elevator. I pressed the button, but nothing happened. Then there was a noise. I was in pain, a horrible burning pain in my shoulder. Just then the lights came back on. The elevator door opened before my eyes. Dramatic German reading.
This makes more sense. The power came back.
It was just an unnamed head prosecutor. Not even important enough to get a name. I saw 3 people inside, all lying unconscious from oxygen deprivation. I said what Tifa didn't believe.
No, the whole thing about him opening the elevator doors while there was still a power out and then closing them again didn't make sense. But the fact that the power came back, that makes more sense.
Yeah, but I also said that all 3 of them were unconscious because of lack of oxygen. I even call the details, Tifa. I don't just go, he killed someone. I go, he killed somebody. It was on a Tuesday at midday. After this.
Disapprove with this, but keep going.
And for lunch, he had avocado toast. Much to my surprise, a pistol lay at my feet. I knew then it was destiny. In his last moments, Gregory Edgeworth was still unconscious. He died never knowing who had shot him. Later he spoke through a medium, blaming Mr. Yogi. He was fooled. It was the perfect crime.
I like how he believes in the medium.
Yeah.
It's not even, oh, spirits, mediums, this nonsense, who believes in this crap, but it's like, ha! I fooled the spirit of this guy.
I fooled the dead. Who would have thought that another man would have come to open that elevator door? Judge!
What?
What are you doing? Do your job. Bring an end to this miserable charade. Now, end it.
Very well.
He stays the same until the very end at least.
You still a bitch?
It appears that we have come a very long way to the end of this maze. 15 years later. Mr. Miles Edgeworth.
Yes, Your Honor.
You were innocent. You are innocent. As you said, it was all a nightmare.
Yes, Your Honor.
This court finds the defendant, Mr. Miles Edgeworth.
Ready?
Not guilty.
I clapped. I clapped.
Says whether ghost testimony is admissible in any court of law. Well, in this case, they couldn't solve it, so they decided to go to a medium that spoke through the person who passed away, and he snitched on the wrong person.
Yeah. I'm just surprised he's still standing. You would think he'd have a severe concussion.
One would think.
Von Karma is really, really thick-headed. That's the myth. That's the truth.
Was that old Bag's voice? Well, also.
No, old Bag sounded more like... Wait.
I can do like two voices.
Wait, I need to reach a certain thing in the back of my head. Let's commit murder! That was the original old Bag voice. It changed a little over time, and it went kind of Monokuma-ish. Or what Tifa used for Monokuma voice. Which I still think was pretty spot on back then. In V3, you sounded more Monokuma than Monokuma in points.
That is all! This court is adjourned!
Heck, parrots can testify in Japan.
Exactly.
Well, wasn't just any parrot.
Yes. Look at the overtime we did today. It's 5:38 already.
And once again, a case we're probably not getting paid for.
Yeah. Shit. December 28th, 5:38 p.m. However, I'm also going to return the controls to Tifa.
We're back in the lobby.
Don't make me regret this, Tifa.
Nick! We did it! Did you see his face? Von Karma looked even paler than usual. He's pretending to be all cool, but inside you crushed him, Nick. Crushed.
And really, that's all court is about. Crushing your enemies.
I gotta say, I'm impressed.
It was pretty close, though. I was sure we'd had it.
I know, I was on the verge of tears the whole time myself. But now it's all just a good memory.
Yeah, I love learning about how the father of my friend died 15 years ago. What a great memory!
Well, yes, it's closure. Especially if you believe that you did it.
Nah. Not just Japanophonia, the parrot has been done in real life. For real! Okay.
In actual
I need
court.
to look that up. That's amazing. Did they find the right person who committed the crime after the parrot testified though? Yes! Oh my god. I need to look that up later.
Do you remember where that was? I need to Google that. Actually, I can probably just Google parrot in court.
So it's finally over, Edgeworth.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how to say this.
THANK space YOU.
I know. Try. Thank you. I see. What she said.
She already said it.
Thank you, right.
Thank you. Just really struggling with it. You're welcome.
I think you could have done better than that. Sorry. I'm not good at this sort of thing.
What does he say when somebody, like at a restaurant, brings his food or his drinks, or when somebody...
It's beneath him.
He's one of those people, huh? Uh-huh.
You got a lot to learn, Edgeworth.
She's got you there.
How about we now go with Edgy Wedgy? Like
Millie-
we're buddy now. Oh,
Miley Wiley. No?
Millie Willy.
Nah. Away with you. Basically, you're dismissed. Rah, I'm Polly. Objection! I could perjury. This parrot's name is Peanut. If only. Imagine. Excuse me, I said no pickles. Honestly, I think in his private life, Miles would still eat the burger or whatever has pickles on it, but he would just like hate it.
It's Japanifornia, he can probably sue them after and
Oh yeah, true.
become rich or something. Life sentence for this!
Basically. Death sentence.
You've made me eat a pickle. I hate pickles.
Just looked up, there's actually several cases.
For real?
Please tell me all of the parrots were also called Polly. Because then it has to be a thing.
I gotta look this up. Those seem like pretty interesting cases.
Whoop! Amazing, Pearl. You pulled through just like I thought you would. I'll never forget this. I owe you one, Pearl. And tonight, let's party. Dinner's on me.
At least someone who's sort of paying us.
Yeah, my salary went down a bit this month. But who cares?
See,
your bag?
Mr. Edgeworth? You should take a lesson from Detective Gumshoe.
Yes, you should pay.
Well, because of the stuff that happened, they downgraded his payment.
Understandable. He's not that good at his job.
That's how you say thank you.
By paying us.
I see. Whoop. I feel foolish. Whoop.
I love how you delivered that one. Next week, for the recap, I need a...
Whoop.
Wonderful. Just wonderful.
Don't worry. Take it a little at a time. You'll get used to it.
Whoop. It's been 15 years since I've seen Edgeworth this unguarded. Oh god, she's back.
Lotta was in this case. This seems so long ago already.
Remember Gordy?
That seems like episodes ago.
Yeah. Remember the samurai dogs?
Hey, y'all! Lotta! Y'all were great in there.
Thank you.
Yo, Edgeworth! Congrats! Thank you all very much. I knew you were innocent from the start, of course. Just look at you! You wouldn't stick your hand in the cookie jar even if no one was there. You were the witness on the first day of the trial, weren't you?
I don't associate with witnesses.
Yeah, well, bygones be bygones, eh?
Speaking of which, what are you going to do now, Lotta?
What are you doing here?
What are you doing here, Lotta?
Oh, me? Aw, I went back to college. I gave up trying to be an investigative photographer pretty quick.
What do you mean you went back to college? You had your great epiphany like less than 24 hours ago in the game, no?
Yeah, she said if I can't prove Gordy is there or take a picture of him, I'll quit being a photographer.
Yeah, how
Which is
quickly
now
do you,
exactly what she did.
how quickly do you get into university?
She probably signed up.
Japanifornia is amazing when it comes to getting a place to study somewhere. Really? That's too bad.
Huh? Isn't that the hot dog guy from the park?
Huh? It's over, Nick. My life is over.
Beyonce left him.
Of course she did. Why the sad face, Larry? What happened now? Oh, Nick. I'm not long for this world. You don't look sick. It's Beyonce. She's going to live in Paris. Paris, Nick. She's leaving me behind. Should have seen that one coming.
You can follow to Paris if she's that important.
Yes. Imagine, like, travel exists. Yo, Edgy, there you are.
Yes. Here I am.
Have a dead look on his face. Congrats, Edgy. Here, little gift for me in celebration.
The money he stole back in kindergarten. Celebration? That's unusual for you.
Harry Butts, you come along tonight too. My treat, pal.
Edgeworth should be paying.
Huh? Oh, thanks. Looking forward to it. Yo, Nick. That's the suit that questioned me. When he says treat, that's not police talk for prison food, right? Right? I think you'll be fine, Larry.
Right.
Yeah, what's up?
That envelope that Larry gave me. It's got money in it.
Well, yeah, that's not that strange. People give money away to celebrate sometimes.
It's $38, right?
Huh, what a weird amount. I mean, it's not a little, but it's not a lot either. $38 exactly?
Nick! Wasn't that exactly the amount of lunch money that was stolen from Mr. Edgeworth in school?
$38? No. No! Larry, it was you!
Kinda happy they also solved that case, I guess. 3 cases in 1 case. It's 3 flies for...
We didn't even get paid once.
We got 3 birds with 1 stone.
These people are just
That's
unions.
impressive.
He had at least 5 jobs and 9 girlfriends in the space of 3 years. Larry Butts' wiki page. Yeah, no, I feel like he is someone who can move on very fast in all aspects of his life.
He just wants to be loved.
Enviable in a way.
What are you so surprised about, right?
Huh?
Larry was absent that day from school, right? But it doesn't automatically rule him out as a suspect.
What?
Think back to that day 15 years ago. Larry took the day off, but he was bored, so he came into school anyway. Then he saw the money laying there. And the rest is history.
I never was good at history. Edgeworth, you didn't know, did you?
I suspected. I just couldn't picture Larry protecting you like he did that day. Everyone else was saying you did it. The whole class was against you, remember?
Wait. Did they foreshadow the outcome of the Edgeworth trial in the flashback?
As in?
Well, the guy who was pushing for another way... Actually, no, that makes no sense. Forget about it. No.
Then continue.
In my mind, I omitted several key pieces of story that happened. Yeah, too well.
Right, you may not know this, but we used to have a saying back in school. When something smells, it's usually the butts.
I know.
Really right. I'm surprised you didn't figure it out.
Well, this sure is an unexpected turn of events, eh? Edgeworth. You should have told me.
Now, Nick, it was 15 years ago. Don't you think the statute of limitations has run out, Mr. Edgeworth? I'd say so, yes.
At least give him back the $38 with interest. There you have it.
There was no need because the teacher paid for it in the end.
So give it back with interest to the teacher. Where does that leave me? I became a defense attorney because of what you two did.
I quit. Well, you've always been something of an insufferable emotionalist.
Yeah, and you get worked up too easily too. The death sentence for both of you. Man, if only I had known I'd have become a prosecutor.
The same goes for me, only the other way around.
The teacher was von Karma. Okay, then it's deserved. Then it's perfectly.
Then he needs to pay us interest now.
Yes.
For the longest time, I thought that I might have killed my own father. I thought I might be a criminal. I became a prosecutor in part to punish myself.
What?
I'm gonna punish myself
by putting innocent people in jail.
By getting rid of all these innocent people.
I can eradicate crime, but can I ever eradicate the crime in myself?
If I might be guilty, then you are too.
That actually makes sense.
Yeah. If I had known the truth, I might have become a defense attorney after all. Can't you still swap?
Yes.
I mean, I would think educational-wise, it doesn't really make that much difference.
I mean, I would think the experience and the knowledge you've gained from doing one can apply to the other, yes. Edgeworth.
Want to switch red? Hey y'all, line up, I'll take a photo. Hey, it's photo time, let's go.
And after that, dinner on me.
But not for Lotta. Lotta tried to fuck us up.
Detective Gumshoe took us out on the town that night. We celebrated Edgeworth's newfound freedom, even though Edgeworth himself was still in detention. What? Why is he still in
We
detention?
celebrated without Edgeworth.
What? What?
We go out of dinner. We go out for dinner without Edgeworth.
I mean, it's cheaper that way.
I mean, that is true.
December 29, 5:02 a.m. Right in court law offices. Nothing good ever happens at 5 a.m. in a law office. Whoa, I went a little overboard yesterday.
It still started at 5 a.m.
My head hurts. Huh? It's still only 5. Maybe I should go back to sleep.
Oh, he's sleeping here.
What's this, a letter?
Good morning, Nick. You were really impressive yesterday. Seeing you, it made me think about what I'm doing here. I'm a spirit medium, in training, of course. I wanted to help Mr. Edgeworth too. I wanted to help you, but I couldn't. I was useless.
Oh yeah, we did nothing with the whole I'm gonna prove to Maya that she's not useless during the trial. Does this man not have an apartment? Apparently
it's
not.
cheaper to sleep in the office.
Yes.
Can't waste a second of time.
Where does he shower?
It probably has something. So I've decided to go back to my training. We have showers at work.
We don't.
So you probably has a shower in the office.
Wait, I work from home. We do have showers at my work.
I'll become a full-fledged spirit medium for starters. I couldn't say it to your face, so I left this letter. Goodbye, Nick. Why do all of my characters just go off and disappear?
Never the main character. Goodbye. What time is it? God, the first trains for the mountains have already left. To the station.
To the station.
I guess I'm too late.
Hey, Nick.
Maya. So, you're leaving?
Yeah. It's hard being a spirit medium who can't talk to spirits. And I think you'll do fine without me, Nick. Be good, okay?
Objection! With a pounding head from drinking all night and it only being like 5 a.m. Wait.
What?
I never could have saved Edgeworth without your help.
Huh?
On the last day of the trial, I heard her. I heard Mia's voice.
You heard my sister?
Yes, only her voice, but still. It was at the very end when I thought we'd lost everything.
Well, that's my sister for you. Detective Gumshoe helped, and Mr. Grossberg, even Larry. I'm the only one who couldn't help. I was useless, Nick.
But you were the one who stopped Von Karma, Maya.
I didn't do anything. All I did was wander around in a daze.
Sorry, but I have evidence that you helped.
Evidence?
She also talked to Polly. Show Maya some evidence to cheer her up. The bird?
No, the bullet. Wasn't that after the...
I think she got the bullet, but she also talked to the bird. I think the bullet is what...
I think the bullet is...
No. This man doesn't have a car and he sure doesn't have any cash for a taxi. How the hell did he get here so fast? It's that emotional moment in the movie where you realize that it's too early to take a taxi or whatever and you just can't get one. So he ran all the way to the station.
The station is right around the corner.
Making this very anticlimactic in hindsight. But yes. Yes.
Well, she expected him to sleep through. bullet.
Von Karma was convinced he had taken all of the evidence pertaining to DL6. But you were the one who rescued the last piece of evidence we needed. This was the bullet that put an end to Von Karma.
We got to keep it as a souvenir.
Apparently, yes.
You know, after the 15 years are up, you can just go to the... not the courtroom, to the evidence room.
Yeah.
And just like go shopping for things that you might still want.
Just take human pieces and like bullets and weapons that potentially still have human pieces on them.
That would be quite funny. Just go pick human pieces. Now that would be fascinating.
Why do you have to go there? I was going with how gross and weird that would be.
I mean,
Oh look, there's text on the screen. And you were the one who gave it to me.
Nick.
Thanks, Maya. I couldn't have done it without you.
I'll be back soon.
Huh?
I'm going to complete my training and come back.
Okay. I'll be waiting.
Of course you will. You can't run that office by yourself. You're hopeless.
I will change the locks while you're gone.
Like how she goes from crying to...
I don't know about that.
Oh, just going better.
That was the worst train sound I've ever heard. It sounded like there was a bell they were trying to ring, but it had like a sore throat.
And where is like the poo poo.
Wright canonically rides his bike between his agency towards the courtroom and Edgeworth, a red sports car, as per the anime. And Ace 25. Okay.
That makes sense. It honestly makes sense.
I hope we get to ride the bike in a minigame in one of the games.
So, this is it.
See you soon, Maya.
Thanks, Nick.
You know what's wild about this?
That this got its own picture, but not the beep beep motherfucker.
Even in 2001, phones already existed. Like, you can stay in touch.
It wasn't the same though.
And this game was released in 2001, but it predicts 2016, right? That's the time the game is set in. They're completely off. I think by 2016 most people had a smartphone already, if not almost everybody.
2016, yes.
And everybody was texting. So... close, but no cigar.
Not the same. I mean, I can text lots of people, but I still only do so once half a year.
But that's because you...
Smartphones are not a guaranteed reason or excuse to keep in touch. Just because you can doesn't mean you will.
Yeah, but clearly they want to.
Oh,
I would think so, but...
Even if I want to, I still don't always do that, but you know.
I believe the DL6 case was in 2001 in-game, but I could be wrong about that. No, I think you're right. I think there was something establishing that this is set in 2016. So... And so my story ends. Time to turn a new page. And say goodbye to the novice defense attorney that I once was. Now a new story begins. With the same old crazy cast of characters.
Don't think you've graduated yet, amateur.
Mr. Wright, perhaps you'd like to rethink that claim?
Yes, Your Honor. Oh, got a bad feeling about this.
Is this just like a recap sort of thing?
That's the outro, because originally the game ended here.
Oh, we finished the game.
I mean, we finished the part of the game that got originally released.
Hey pal, Mr. Edgeworth came down to the precinct to wish me a happy new year. Talk about a pleasant surprise.
Whoop, Detective Gumshoe.
Then he hung his head low and went right back outside. Kind of like he was embarrassed or something. Strange, huh?
GG, there's still DLC, but GG nonetheless.
Nice, look at us finishing a game. We're pretty good.
Always have been. Huh? Nick? No, haven't seen him lately. Who, me? I've been working at a cheese shop. That Missy's a nice lady, but she's not exactly what you'd call a cheap date. Huh? Oh, she's on a wire right now, yeah.
Off you go.
That was fast.
Are we now going through all of the locations?
Edgeworth got shot in December 28th, 2001, 15 plus years, so 2016. It was in the court file.
Oh yeah, that's how we got the, well, I heard he's been busy lately. I forgot his name. You know, not to ring my own bell, but I sort of taught him everything he knows. I'm sure he's grateful.
Windbag, is that you? Maybe Prosecutor Payne is related to
There was stress.
Honestly, the last cases were best in my opinion.
Oh, it's Bellboy.
Phoenix Wright?
The defense attorney for whom I wrote that affidavit for. Yes. Oh, you should know I've taken over management of the Gatewater Hotel. Should you be in the area, please stop by. Stop speaking so fast in an auto-scrolling text. You can tell this was originally released all these years ago with how little there are people in the credits. Ahem. Oh, it's you, Phoenix Wright, yes, Mia's understudy. I wonder how he's doing. I haven't seen him of late. The days of my youth.
Like the scent of fresh lemon.
You see? Even the game skips dialogue. I know! This is
how it's supposed to be played. That's also a very good one, by the way. I'm gonna remember that. Phoenix Wright, is he an actor? Well, I'm not buying it. You can't be a star with a name like Phoenix. Did you know that they're finally putting a DVD out of him on a box set? Not that I know what a DVD is or anything. Everything I see is supposed to be used for all of this stuff.
Murder Max? No, but look, sound effects. One person. Nowadays, sound effects. People of the whole city.
Means sound effects.
I sure owe that Mr. Wright a great deal. Oh, and I keep keeping my face out of a public eye till the show's over. I wouldn't want to ruin any kid's dreams, you know?
Sound effects in this game, one person makes sense. There aren't that many.
Kind of didn't sound much like I sounded originally because the game did not give my person who voiced me enough time to prepare.
Oh, I got a letter from Maya the other day. It sounds like she caught a cold standing under a waterfall. I wanted to visit, but didn't have time, so I sent her some Pink Princess trading cards. She can't buy them where she is. What kind of a place is she living at anyway? Middle of nowhere.
At least make this text scroll a bit slower, please.
The manual, the one thing we didn't even do in this game. Right, who's that? You wanna talk? Let's talk, Pink Princess, alright? I forgot his name. But, you know, I snuck into the studio the other day. And I saw her. The one inside the Pink Princess suit. Ugh, what a dog. That's kind of a shock for a boy of my tender age.
They still haven't cleaned up the head of a statue.
It's too expensive to...
Here too, producer, one person. Simpler times. When games didn't have 400 people on staff.
Yeah, I remember, right? The lawyer guy. Me? I'm in training to become a paranormal photographer. Yeah, the picture I took of everyone, well, just behind them, there's a ghost. For real? Now that's Maya. No, Mia. Now that's talent. I'm gonna be famous.
The last shot is gonna be the picture with Mia in the background.
Yeah.
Shinji Mikami, holy shit, I didn't know he was on this too.
What else does he do?
Bayonetta?
Oh, see, there she is.
Victory! Oh, so it's Gumshoe always throwing the confetti in the courtroom?
Apparently.
Is that actually a normal thing, or is that just a Gumshoe thing? Oh!
I don't think the courtroom will allow for this.
A brand new episode has been added.
Oh, this is the...
There we go.
Save your progress.
Nice.
Will save. Yes.
Rise
Save
from
again.
the ashes.
Okay, you know what? Triple save to celebrate.
Yes.
There we go.
Because that's how we celebrate these things, I guess.
Oh yeah, it's a party.
Ooh, DLC. So Tifa, since we technically finished Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney, I've been wanting to play these games with you forever. We once tried roughly 10 years ago, and then you didn't like it, and people have been pushing for us to play these. I've always been on their side, of course, because I knew the game would be fun, but you were, let's say, hesitant. How do you feel about Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney now?
Yeah, I've had fun playing it now. I don't know if the remake had something to do with it. I remember not having that much fun with it back
exactly the same game except for the graphics to be updated.
Well, that makes a big difference already in my opinion.
How?
Keep you in it, and especially back then I wasn't a big fan of visual novels, like I didn't really play it at all.
So your tastes in video games had to mature some more first. Like, let's say a person drinks a fine wine and they say, oh, this wine tastes like any other wine. But maybe later in life they try it again and they go, yes, this is the best wine in the world.
I had fun with the games.
I'm happy you say that, because I did too.
I don't know if I want to play the rest, but... Just kidding. We can still play the rest.
Don't do this to me. Backstory is that he originally did the confetti bit whenever Miles won a case. Oh, that's cute.
Oh, that is really sweet, actually.
But are you allowed to? I mean...
Yay, another innocent person went to jail. Ooh. Also, just because Miles had this little redemption arc at the end, he's still an asshole for all of the 15 years of misery and shit he caused. This doesn't get thrown away just because of one case where he was good.
Well, the good thing is, I don't think he's been a prosecutor for 15 years because he's only 24.
Oh.
But still, he probably put a couple people behind bars that shouldn't have.
Yeah, that's true.
That was Von Karma just fooling around.
Well, I'm glad we don't need to necessarily see Von Karma again. But we'll get
I'm not gonna say anything about that.
Okay, we're gonna see Von Karma again.
I'm not gonna say anything about that.
We're gonna see Von Karma again, okay, well, fine.
Okay, Tifa, look at the banner image on Steam.
There's no Von Karma.
Okay. Then I didn't say anything, I guess.
I don't know who you're looking at, but that dude is not Von Karma.
It's meant to during those times. Oh yeah, true. Von Karma is who was the reason why Edgeworth turned out the way he did. I mean, in more than one way now, but he was his mentor. I'm also not gonna say anything about that.
He's gonna be back, but the dude on the picture with the cyborg glasses, or whatever that even is thing, is definitely not Von Karma.
The character she's talking about, I think, is the guy who drinks coffee. I only know him from seeing memes with him like 15, 20 years ago when the game came out. I think he's in Ace Attorney 2. I could be wrong. By the way, since you mentioned Bayonetta when seeing the credits, yes?
Dim dim dim.
He's in Ace Attorney 3. It's still gonna be this long before we get him? How dare they? How dare they? I wanted to see the character from that meme I've seen.
That's gonna be a couple months.
Yeah, probably.
Quite literally.
Hideki Kamiya voices the coffee guy in Japanese. Which coffee guy?
The one you just mentioned, who's drinking coffee.
Oh, snap!
He drinks coffee. Who's the coffee guy? You literally just said it.
Tifa, do you know how much I talk just during one stream? Do you think I listen to myself? No, I don't.
I mean, yeah,
but when you don't, I make fun of you. That's how I operate. But... Oh, nice.
Well...
It's a shame he didn't also do them in English. What are you apologizing for? It's late here. You get whip-loving Dommy Mummy in Ace Attorney 2. Okay.
Oh, I'll take it.
So we're gonna play Ace Attorney 2 as well?
Well, we were definitely... We're gonna play it, yes. Are we gonna play it immediately? Well, don't know. Do we take a break?
We still have episode 5 first. We're not done with Ace Attorney 1 yet.
That is true, we still have some bit to go.
And we have a Clown Girl, Ace Attorney 6. So given our speed, probably this time next year.
Something like that. That's very accurate. That's very accurate, guys. But if we finish the next chapter.
Episode 5.
Yeah, if we finish episode 5 and that's the last one, I'm not sure if it's a good idea to continue Ace Attorney. Because we're also playing Omori, which is also a longer, happy story game. No? Then
yes, and if we also need to, or I would like to continue the Zero Escape series.
We also gotta continue that. We still have something in Danganronpa to continue. We still have a lot that we need to pick up again.
Yeah. There's also a old save file of our Pokemon Black and White Soul Link.
We also
collecting
still gotta
dust somewhere on my hard drive.
Redo a Pokemon Soul Link. Yeah.
Not redo, continue.
No, if we do that again, we're starting over.
Nah.
If we do another Pokemon Soul Link, we're starting over.
Do you know how hard it is for us to make progress, Tifa? Why would you throw away what we have?
Oh, that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to edit all of those starters into one video. Well, that's for something else.
Good luck. You're going for a 24-hour video on YouTube or something?
At least some of the good ones, regardless.
Do you mean only the good ones? All of them are good. All of them are soul-crushing.
Well, then I make several parts of it, regardless. But I don't know if having 2 story-heavy games in a week is going to be a good idea. I don't know.
Like we did now for the last 2 weeks?
Yeah, but that kind of just ended up that way. Well, yeah, we'll get to see.
We will find out. Also pretty sure that except for an older version of Android, there currently isn't a legal way to get Ace Attorney 5 and 6 in English if you don't own it yet or buy a second-hand 3DS with it installed. Don't worry, I got you covered.
We absolutely have that.
Because I have an issue. For a long time in my life, I had an issue with having disposable income and measuring my self-worth through the size of my backlog. So, if there's a video game that got released in English from a franchise that I've heard of, I probably have a copy. Yeah. So
I want to say no, but the chance is really big.
Yeah.
I mean, your Steam library is pretty impressive.
Yeah, and that's just Steam. Yes. Other people have children, pets, expensive hobbies.
I have
my money
1,200 video games.
More. My expensive hobby is collecting video games. And then not playing some of them ever. Yeah. Because it was only available in English on the eShop, but that's dead now. I need to double check, but I'm pretty sure I'm covered. I will find out. I will find out.
Like we said, by the time we're even there, it's 2 years later.
That doesn't unkill the eShop.
No, but it's a worry for in 2 years, if anything.
True. Worst case, I could find somebody that has a copy of it, or a 3DS or DS or whatever, a 3DS or 2DS, with a copy of the game installed.
I think we're gonna be fine.
Yes. Yes. But I'm pretty sure I already have it somewhere. Haven't touched my 3DS in ages. Pretty sure it still turns on. Yeah, it should. We will burn that bridge when we cross it.
Well, I'm glad we finished this chapter today, because that means on next week we can just start fresh again, because Tuesday we will be back with Omori.
That's true. It will release on the Switch Online, but only for the Premium Plus service. And I will pay for that too.
It's really shitty when Amazon does that. Like you have Amazon, what's it called, Amazon Prime. Then you do have the streaming services. But
Amazon Video.
Amazon Prime Video, or Prime Video, that's it. But then within Prime Video, you have like 20 other Prime services that you need to pay for. And it all comes with its own monthly subscription.
But of course.
You can pay like $300 a month to Amazon if you sign up for all of that.
Yes, of course. Why make one money if I can make many money? Yeah. You just gave me a wonderful idea. So what we're gonna do, people, is the following. I'm gonna change, starting next week, I'm gonna change around how our streams work. We're gonna create a second channel, and you have to watch both this one and the second channel. That one is gonna be on her name. My favorite letter is skipping Jack's lines or something like that. and then this stream is half a picture, and then the other stream is the other half of a picture. Every stream will be sub only, and you have to buy one of those, I don't think they make them anymore, one of those 3D TVs where you can manually set that one input is the left eye and the other is the right eye. And then you also need the my favorite letter is watching streams glasses, so that you can see both at the same time. You also need to buy 2 screens.
I'm just gonna make this easier. How about I just write to Twitch, ask them to have like a daily sub thingy. Then we can stream every day of the week, but you need to have like a Monday subscription or a Tuesday subscription or a Wednesday subscription. And if you have a Wednesday subscription, you can only watch on Wednesday.
No, we're gonna change. We're gonna go with my idea because already that's fucked up. But we're gonna do it so that every stream technically is what people call a subathon. We're gonna start the stream, and unless you pay us $50 by the time we're supposed to go live during the setting up part, we're not gonna go live. And from that point onwards, every button press is a microtransaction. 100 bits, $1, whatever, for us to press a button.
That would be the last time we ever went live.
And you have to be a tier 3 subscriber to hear the audio channel of the stream.
Oh, yeah.
None of these things will ever happen. Just talking about this makes me sick.
This is probably future stuff though. Like give it a year or 5
Don't
and
speak that
then
into
like
existence.
Netflix and everyone is already doing this.
Don't give Amazon ideas. Genius!
We're full of genius ideas.
I will never do that. Honestly. Never. No. I'm here to have fun. Not to find disruptive new ways to monetize my time. Tifa, before we make too much fun about corporate greed and how we could apply it in the most pointless scenarios possible.
I'm telling you, I have my phone next to me, I have my laptop next to me. Like, this thing is listening along and someone is already like,
wait.
Brilliant idea.
Jeff Bezos sent you a message. Cool idea, I want in. Mark Zuckerberg. Wait, what? What? Let me put this away.
And so give it 5 years, it's going to be the future.
Then I will stop streaming. Because, no.
Did you know that there are already like apps developed that, you know, when you're forced to watch ads on your phone or on YouTube or on Twitch or on anything, there's a company that made it so that it can check whether you are actually watching the ad. If you look away, it pauses the ad and forces you to actually watch it.
Was it Sony or was it Microsoft that patented something like this?
I have no clue,
Sony
but it's absolutely horseshit.
Watching.
And at some point, that is going to be the future. Literally a Black Mirror episode. Is that in there as well? Because we watched that episode. Yes, we have. I don't even remember.
Yes, and it's horrible. It is nightmare fuel because it's exactly as bad as it sounds. The 2009 patent, which has recently resurfaced on social media, describes a form of advertising that we hope never ever becomes the norm. In it, TV viewers are only able to skip an advert by shouting the name of a brand. Like saying, McDonald's is the only way to make a Big Mac ad disappear. That is one that Sony patented. You have to interact with the advertisement on your TV to make the advertisement end.
Honestly, that's not too bad, because that means the moment you recognize the company, you say the name and it's gone. If that makes me not watch through, or if that makes me not have to watch through 3 minutes of ads, I'll take it. You can make it disappear in 10 seconds.
And here, techdirt.com in 2012. The patent application proposes to use cameras and sensors like the Kinect to monitor how many people and whom specifically is watching televisions, movies and other content. They call it a consumer detector. The system would then charge for the television show or movie based on the number of viewers in the room, or if the numbers of viewers exceeds the limits laid out by a particular content license, the system would halt playback unless additional viewing rights were purchased. They tried. These companies have had all of the stuff we just made up to make this completely ridiculous.
Telling you, it's the future.
Companies have had those ideas already.
It's the future.
New Guess the Brand game just dropped. Yeah. I'll never get a smart TV and not run with a camera. At least if I can choose to not.
The moment you see a camera in there, don't.
Yeah. If I get an old CTR TV. Good luck still getting one. Those things are slowly dying off.
Disney will charge you extra at the Disney and Chill.
I've heard of Netflix and Chill.
Disney and Chill. I think someone tried to turn it off, but
I don't think Disney movies. I'm not king shaming anybody. I'm just saying, personally, I can't find many things in my mind that would turn me on less than putting on literally any movie that starts with the family of a main character dying. Like,
that's everything.
I don't think I could get all hot and heavy while Tarzan's parents drown. That's just me. I'm pretty sure there's at least one person.
You heard the Tarzan soundtrack?
Phil Collins is Phil Collins. I mean, yeah.
Just saying.
I don't like the sound of Disney and Chill. Oh my god, Disney and Chill is the tagline for Frozen 3. Of a porn parody, Frozen 69. I know a guy who sells CRTs. Okay. Do they still make those? Or is it like repaired models? It's just cheap emotional baiting. So in a way, during Disney and Chill, you could say that's cheap emotional No, we're not gonna go. I mean, he's a fictional guy, but I know. Fair enough, you had me there.
It's okay. I also know everyone living rent-free in my head.
Do I live rent-free in your head? I shouldn't have asked. Tifa, is there somebody for us to rate? While I can play over the fact that you just hurt my ego massively.
There is not, so I'm just gonna press the button.
Please do. That was crazy, I meant with that. Yes. Thank you everybody for dropping by. We'll be back next week, starting Tuesday with Omori. See you then. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.